All right, and we are live. Welcome to the Sunday service, everyone. The first Sunday service of the year 2026, and I couldn't have asked for a better guest. Fabulous Nats ASMR. You can see she's on time. She kept time. She was here way earlier. She was here way earlier before the rest of y'all arrived. Today's guest is living proof that creativity does not retire. Yes, does not retire, and neither does curiosity. Formerly known as Fabulous Me, her channel didn't lose its way, it listened. What began as one thing gently evolved into something else entirely. It embraced its nutty turn and wisely decided not to fight it. Through ASMR, nut cracking, soft sounds, quiet laughter, and unhurried lives, she has built a corner of the internet where people come to rest, reset, and occasionally wonder how cracking nuts became this soothing or even content. But this story is about so much more than nuts and whispers. In 2023, Fabulous Nuts ASMR picked up a first very smartphone and calmly decided to master not just one, but multiple streaming platforms and video editors. She's a born craftswoman with a gift for building beautiful things from scratch. I mean, look at the heart. She carries that instinct effortlessly from her hands into the digital worlds she now creates on screen. Today, she produces weekly ASMR content. She produces weekly ASMR content, if not daily. And her lives blend sound, conversation, connection, and stories that steadily grow a channel. Alongside her ASMR Haven, she's patiently building a fitness channel as well. And she's going to talk to us about that later on in the conversation, because she understands that true wellness is a thoughtful mosaic of calm and strength. A YouTube bootcamp graduate, she believes deeply in learning the process and honoring the work. Yet her most powerful lesson for creators is not technical. It is beautifully homespun. Do not take shortcuts. Otherwise, they only send you on a longer route around the block. Her journey isn't about chasing trends or forcing identity. It's about letting a brand become what it needs to be, guided by intuition, discipline, and measured not by speed, but by impact. Ladies and gentlemen, Fabulous Nuts ASMR. Welcome, Fabulous. Please introduce yourself to these beautiful and amazing people in the best way you know how. I may not have done it justice, but I think I tried. Welcome. Sorry, we lost your sound.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm gonna have to go back and copy that and play it. You have to. I'm gonna have to go. Can you hear it now?
Yes. We
Hello.
are good. We can hear you.
Okay. Yes, you can hear.
Yes.
Okay. Look, you can tell how long I've been doing computers. I'll be. Hello. Okay. So, as you know, I started as a fabulous me, and it changed to fabulous nuts ASMR, and it has been an amazing journey so far to meet everybody. So before I get started, in a true African way that I have learned the traditions, let me bestow my blessings upon my host. I love this. I love this part of your culture. So it's been one of the greatest things I've learned.
Wow.
So I want to start with Happy New Year, family. As we step into 2026, I want to speak a special blessing over every content creator turning into yoga with Goga today. In this new year, may your creativity flow as effortless as your breath. Just as we find balance on our mats, may you find the perfect harmony between your passion and your peace. I pray that 2026 is the year your reach expands beyond borders, that your video finds the screens of those who need your light the most. May you be blessed with the consistency to keep going, the courage to be authentic, and the community that pours back into you as much as you give to them. May your subs grow, your views multiplies, and your likes be a reflection of the lives you're changing. From the heart of Kenya to the rest of the world, let's make 2026 a year of mindful growth and digital abundance. Keep creating, keep breathing, and keep shining. How about that?
So be it.
So,
Be it.
yeah,
Be
that's
it.
kind of where this new year is taking the ASMR journey to a soft. Yes, everybody grab your blessings, please. Yeah, I'm going into a new, more mature, mindful phase, I think, of being. I think that's the great part of the journey of aging as we start projects and then as we change, then our perspectives change and what we want around us change and what we're striving for. So,
I love that. I love that. And I
what
like
else
what
are we going to say?
I like what Joseph Brown says.
We're going to
Please,
start with
lovely
the
people,
journey if you would like.
yeah, remember to double tap the screen. Yes, and please, if you have not yet connected to Fabulous Nuts, please make sure you're part of that beautiful community. I see a number of you there on the chat. Thank you so much. I'm
Yeah.
trying as much as I can to greet you guys on the chat so that I don't interrupt our co-host. Um, Fabulous. To the people who don't know who Fabulous is, like who is Fabulous Nuts? Where is she from? Like talk to us about where you are in the world. And I thank you so much for that beautiful blessing. Uh,
Sure. Sure. Okay, well, I'll just kind of tell my story of how my channel came to be,
yes.
and that'll kind of explain a lot. So my name is Paige. It's not a surprise. I am trying to use that more. I live in northeastern North Carolina in the United States. So I'm right at the Atlantic Ocean, just a couple miles down the street. And that's kind of where my family is and has always been. I was fortunate enough through my life to travel around all over the world and all. And my husband and I met and spent many years living in Hawaii. And then when we had children, we came back to the East Coast where I have family to the north and to the west because you can't go any farther east. So we kind of picked a place central to raise children. I had my children late in life. So only my child. I have a 20-year-old and a 21-year-old. So you can do the math. Yeah, I was in my 40s.
Ooh.
So it's been interesting to, have children that actually, everybody, they could be my grandchildren. I think it's been a unique up raising for them. Yeah. I have my degrees in costume design, and my husband is retired military. So he did 26 years. I don't know. He was in the military forever and ever and ever. So he was Coast Guard, and now he is still working. And that's kind of the family background. We have, in 2023, I was homeschooling and working from home, still doing some custom designing and homeschooling and custom designing and having children. I needed an outlet, so I started working at a corner market as well. I love being out in the community. As you can imagine, I'm kind of a talker. Surprise! And at work one day, I tripped and fell, and that definitely changed my life. I broke bones in both my hands and my wrists. So,
Wow.
uh, yeah, thank goodness I had a good man that was willing to take care of me through that time, but it took years and surgeries to get everything back together. You don't realize how much you use your hands until you can't use your hands at all. So it was really life changing. So I said, well, I was looking around the house because I was no longer out of the house. And decided, oh my gosh, I have all this art stuff. I have all this craft stuff. Let me start a DIY channel. Let me do it. That'll be great. But I just got my first phone a week ago. Literally 2023 was the first cell phone. So they said, okay, I have this
Wow.
viewing channel I use, this fabulous me to go into people's chats and guard my identity. So I said, well, I'll learn on that channel. Then when I learn, I can go to the other channel and be fabulous. It'll be perfect. Well edited videos, looks like motion picture. So let me come over here and learn. So that's kind of how it started. And of course, the first thing I filmed was I took my camera outside and pointed it at my tree. And I did a series called My Tree at 3. At 3 o'clock in the day or at night, I would film that tree and put it on YouTube. Yeah, you got to go way back to the beginning. But that kind of was how I started learning how to upload, how to film a video. Now, it's on a phone, and it took me about 8 months to learn how to go horizontal. Could only do vertical. But I learned a lot, and that's what this channel was. Well, that was in April of 2024. And by December of 2024, it was the restream craze when we were doing little short snippets to get monetized and to do all of this. And I threw up different things trying to restream, and all of a sudden I cracked a nut and it got 100 and some thousand views. Then I cracked another nut and it got 860 some thousand views and I was monetized. And then so it was just amazing, right? Because that's what you want, to get monetized. Yeah, and then I'm like, okay, everybody's loving these nuts. Let's do nuts again. But I kind of really skipped a whole lot of months. I had gone from, filming the tree, and those first videos are hilarious because the phone I had didn't have automatic balance, so everything was shaky. So it looked like I was in a constant earthquake, and I didn't know my hands shook. So there's all these shaky videos, but they're up there. I'm not taking them down. It's part of the journey of the channel. Let them be there,
Yeah.
because they're hilarious. And then I wasn't talking. I was just filming. My mother is in a very rural area, and it's kind of almost runs like a village. She has her house, and then the house across the street has where the community garden is, and the chickens, and then up the street are the goats and the pigs. So I would just walk, and we just grew up running the woods like free range children. We were just wild. So I had a lot of just that kind of video. Then I decided I was watching all these talking lives. Let me try it. Let me try it. So I started talking. And then it took me a long time. My lives were pointing it at an object and then speaking. And then finally I'm like, whatever. If I don't start talking to the camera and I'm at home all the time, my son is going to get me medicated. So let me start like at least pretending I'm recording a video. So that's how it kind of happened. But the Restream got the channel monetized, but I still had that other channel I wasn't touching because I knew I wasn't ready for it yet. And then I just kind of coasted. I kind of coasted with where it was, cracking the nuts, getting the views. But YouTube knows all. Like YouTube knows all. And My channel, I got monetized and I wasn't doing anything but cracking a nut daily, putting it up and or restreaming a nut being cracked, and I was still getting hundreds of thousands of views. It sounds good. If you look at my analytics, my page looks amazing, right? I think I have 18,000 subscribers plus. I have almost 13 million views on my channel, right? That looks great. Come on, go smile at that.
Yes, it looks
Right?
amazing. Oh,
Right?
yes, of
See
course.
where it's going? Problem was the analytics. YouTube looked at it and said, this has to be a bot channel. How is she getting all of this? What is this happening?
Yeah.
But YouTube thought it was a bot because, and people, the average view time was 25 seconds, 30 seconds, the time it took to crack the nut. And that, a couple of people said, where did you go? It disappeared. I really think that it was pulled. I know it was pulled because I got a thing saying your content is not holding viewers long enough. You are not engaging long enough. Okay, well, I went from not knowing how to upload a video to trying to vlog, then going back to this ASMR, let's make some sound stuff, to boom, I monetized. And then I was kind of doing view per view, and I'll watch, the like per like. And I said, okay, this, I have missed something. What have I missed? And it took me, so I was able to coast January, February, March, and April. And from April, it went from like 40,000 watch hours because of the amount of views to 200. And it was that fast. So I knew something had happened. And I didn't understand it. And then in June, I saw that message saying, you're not holding your people. You're getting all of this, but your content, you have no content. I'm like, but I do have content. I cracked the nut. I cracked the nut great. Cracked it this way, cracked it that way, cracked it down here. Who else, But it really took me about August to really start saying, okay, let me look at this. Where is this going? What do I want it to be? And how can it evolve? Because yes, this was a channel just to learn on, but it got monetized. Who wants to leave money on the table? If I can make $1, hey, I'm not working. Let's keep going. So it really kind of had me starting to think about what to do, and I really got on a schedule. I was uploading twice a week and doing 4 shorts a week consistently. I started doing that in July. Then I got back into doing the lives, and it was more pop-up and chit-chat. But I said, that's not the focus of my channel. I don't want this channel to be a vlog channel or a connecting channel. I mean, I don't mind. I'll always do a pop-up from now and again, but I don't want to be dependent. As funny as I think I am sometimes, or as gregarious, and it's only like twice a week. The rest of the time, I'm just basic. Let's do this, let's do that. I got to get dressed today. So I think there goes into people that are doing lives and are engaging and really up. There's an it there that I have the it about 2 hours once a week. So I knew the vlogging wasn't something that would be sustainable for me. And then I was asked to be in the YouTube Vertical Live boot camp. And I almost didn't do it because of the length of time. And then it looked like such a commitment. Like, oh, you have all of these classes. But I am so glad I did it. And if you ever get an email from YouTube of any of their boot camps, sign up for it, because even if you can't attend all the meetings, they've recorded it and you can
Mm.
go back, and it helps you set goals and set intentions. So in September, that was when I really took a moment to say, I love the reading, and I tried the whisper reading a few other times and on my other channel. I love reading stories. I always did with my children. I really loved that. And I researched it, and yeah, guess what? There's a lot of pages that are doing that. So I said, okay, let me do that as a live, because then it's a live but with a purpose. I can
Mm.
interact, and some of my readings, I had so much fun because I was able, they were short stories, so I could pull people's names in and use whoever came in the chat. So I really feel like I found a fabulous way to stay live, to do that, and to pull in and hold people's attention. You know, if that's what they're into. And then um, the other live, that's the only lives I'm doing, I think, right? Oh, then I like the midday meditation. I'm at a
Mm.
point now that I wanted to explore adding, this. I love nature and being out in nature. I don't always get a chance, but let me take a moment and do a 2 hour stream loop, and try that. And it is what it is. And then also in the meantime, try to keep uploading with the true more ASMR videos. So it's still evolving, but now I feel like there's a direction to it. There's finally a content. Like,
Okay.
here is the content I am providing. It really is ASMR. I'm doing the story time, nighttime, bedtime stories, and then I'm doing videos of true sounds, whatever sound. I love industrial sounds. I've
Oh,
always
nice.
found them soothing. I just like sounds. So that's how it has evolved, and I think that's where I had said to you earlier when we were chatting, the shortcut of getting monetized, or to get monetized fast, made me lazy. It made me lazy. It made me lazy for 3 or 4 months. When you're chasing that monetization, I had lost sight of it. I had lost sight of the purpose of the 500 or 1,000 subs and the 4,000, 3,000 watch hours. There's a purpose. And I had even researched. I
Mm.
knew from going to people's pages and looking at their videos, how old their videos were, and then when they were monetized, not when they were monetized, but okay, you're monetized now, and then it'll kind of say how long they've been on YouTube. The average, it looked like to me, was 2 years. That it takes most people 2 years to get get it honed in, to create a craft, to create, how do I want this to go? Where do I want it to go? What is something sustainable for me to do? What is fun without chasing sub per sub, friend for friend, watch hour for watch hour? That's not sustainable. It's not doable. It's not, and it takes the time. So that's where you have content creators like me who got monetized, but then did not get the payouts because I wasn't holding with any value my channel to create enough revenue. I just wasn't holding people there long enough. And some of the friends that I have met in different cultures and how they do different chats or different lives or what they're about, they're great. And at one time, the but when they're coming back and responding the same way on a video, a like and a click and a comment, with only watching 3 minutes. Well, if you have 10,000 subscribers that expect you to do that to theirs, but that's how they're going through yours, it trashes your channel. Um, so it was almost as if not only did my like and views were so fast, but the subscribers that I had cultivated weren't there for quality anyway. They were there to let's get this rolling, let's get this to churn it over. And it really was almost a bot channel, but with me being the bot. I didn't realize what I had created or what I was in the middle of. Does that make any sense?
It does, it does, it does, and I think I like this detailed and elaborate introduction because I think I like how Fabulous can speak. She's literally done
I
an
know.
entire introduction. She's literally like done a whole introduction of her
Can you hear
of the.
me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. I like that detailed and elaborate introduction. That's what I was saying, and I think it was a very powerful way to just set the stage for this show. Thanks so much, Nadine, for the raid. Nadine sent us a raid, I think, when you're doing the introduction, and I just want to say thanks so much for everybody who came in through the raid. I thought I saw Jay Brown
Okay.
there. Jay Brown, blessed. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate that. I see Kevnish, I see Vico Real Space, I see Marjorie, Auntie. Welcome, Auntie Marjorie. Nice to see you. Barbo is also in the building. Eva Kika, thanks so much, guys, for coming in. Guys, we are multi-streaming as well. So in case you're not connected to Fabulous, feel free to click on the link. It will take you over to her live stream so that you can be part of that, be part of that community. Fabulous, I have a number of questions I want to ask because you asked you gave a very elaborate introduction. The first questions that are coming through on the chat. Number one is a compliment on your hat. Trapokolo is an artist like you is saying, Fabulous is wearing a sculpture for a hat. That is very creative. That is very creative. And Ayman, my brother, is also asking, what is on your head? What is on your head? You said something very profound during the introduction that you actually have a degree in costume work. Please tell us about that because that is so fascinating. Like, how do you actually decide to go and spend a number of years in school to actually specialize in that? And does it have, like, how do you get to apply this amazing skill in terms of the work you do with your craft? Let's try the audio again. Can you hear me?
So that's a very interesting question. I am the second to the oldest of 10 children. But one thing that was mandatory in my family growth. Can you hear it?
Yes.
Is it good?
Perfect. Carry on.
Yeah. Can you hear mine?
Yes.
No, yes.
We can hear you.
No?
So you're
okay.
Yes.
So one thing that happened, I'm second to the oldest of 10 children. Okay. So growing up, one thing that was always told to us, you will go to college, you will go to college. What are you going to do when you grow up? College, you'll go to this college, what college? Okay. So I did not know that college was an option. I thought it was elementary school, high school, college, master's degree. I didn't know. I literally grew up thinking you had to go to college. That I didn't know it was a choice.
Wow.
Well, I got to the point that I was tired of school. I did not want to go to school. So I did not think my parents would help pay for me to go to art, to get a degree in fine art. So I picked costume design because I thought my mom would say no and would let me not go to college, but she made me go anyway. So I wound up at a very amazing university and did my years, got my degrees, and then I did film a little bit, but mostly theater, costume design for theater all over this country, just everywhere. And then I got into the historic restoration work and making the historic costumes, the historically accurate costumes. Love it, love it, love it. That was where I enjoyed what I enjoyed sewing. And then when the children came, I kind of had to stop because it was just too much time. And then when they got older, there's theaters everywhere. So I worked at a theater as a costume designer here in town. And in the meantime, it's amazing how many people need something fixed, something altered. So I've always been able to do some sewing, support myself, and I'm really thankful that I was able to make a very good living doing what I wanted to do and enjoying my art. It just keeps you going.
Nice.
So that's
Nice.
how I did. That's why I went into costume design because I didn't think my mom would pay for me to go to college.
Love that. And
It was that or a professional, I don't know, beach surfer or bum, but she made me go. She figured the costuming was a better deal than hanging out at the beach all day.
nice. Eva Kika, yeah, just getting your compliments. Your crown looks
So that was
amazing.
how that happened. Now, what was the second part? How does it?
Yeah. So your crown looks amazing. And then Surviving Men series also says, yes, that's an amazing story. Nadine, once again, thanks so much for the read. I appreciate it. Helen Akoya, nice to see you. My second question is going to be, really going to be in terms of now, you gave a very interesting backstory.
Can you see my nuts in my New Year's crown?
Let me see whether I can put you on solo layout so that they can see it. Yes, we can see the nuts on the crown. Can see the nuts on the crown. I can see the nuts on the crown. I can see the nuts on the crown. Welcome, Helen. Welcome, Keisha is in the building. Welcome, Keisha. Nice to see you. Helen says, "Fabulous looks so fabulous, beautiful and amazing." I love the name. I love the name. And then Keisha says, "Happy Sunday, my handsome brother Yoga with Goga and our lovely co-host Fabulous Nuts ASMR and the chat." Thank you so much for that. Fabulous, can you tell me the story about you handling your first phone ever in 2023? Like, how are you surviving in the world before 2023? Like, phones were introduced in 2000. How are you living in this world and just moving comfortably without a phone for 20 something years, since mobile phones were introduced? How was that experience? How are you talking to people? How are you taking pictures? How are you capturing life? Like, I have so many questions to ask. Tell us about that experience. Audio.
Wow.
Perfect. Fabulous. Guys, can you hear Fabulous? I think I had that.
Well, we had a landline still. So we still had we had the landline. I think it's my, is it better now?
Yes.
So I think.
No better?
Much better, much better.
Okay, I won't use the Bluetooth.
Oh wait, that was Bluetooth. That's why it was delaying, yeah?
Yeah.
Now you're perfect. Now you're perfect. Don't use the Bluetooth. Let's stick to this.
We'll just stick to this. So, we had a landline, right? And I had an answering machine, and I worked our town. Okay, I'm in a very small town. I think there's only 17 to 18,000 people in my community. So
Whoa.
it's very small. And my kids I worked from home, and my children went to school. So what do I need a phone for? I don't.
Wait, like it sounds very fun. Even Eve is still shocked on the chat. Wait, in 2023, Fabulous did not have like okay, I get it. So I mean, communicating to people, like, how was that experience? Like, it just sounds like very surreal. Like, I would want that kind of a life, because nowadays our lives revolve around our phones. Like, how are you living your life, Fabulous?
But okay, you have to remember though. You have to remember. All right, I got to take the party hat off. It's hurting my head. You have to remember, I'm a little older than probably most everybody, but Barry. It's walking exercise. Hey, Barry. So I grew up without a phone, without technology, without a computer. I was married and living in Hawaii, and it was 2000 before I ever got a computer.
Wow.
So, I was born in the 60s. So it was never a thing. And plus, here's the other part of this. I grew up with a mom that was a hippie, like a total hippie. So
Yeah.
we did not even have television. Well, we had TV, but you could only watch at certain times, and then the TV still cut off. So there was no technology around me. I graduated high school in 1984. So,
What? Oof,
yes.
okay.
Yes. So when you grow up without it, and by the time technology started being a thing, it made me cry. Every time I touched something, because I didn't understand it. These kids, they're growing up this, and I judge stuff on how many times I cry to get to StreamYard. I didn't do StreamYard because it made me cry 4 times. Restream, I could understand. It only made me cry twice. So I stayed over there. So that's how I judge technology. So it really, and what is it? Call me on the phone, email me. I had Facebook, but on my computer, it does not have, it's a big, look, I'll show you guys. See, that's the computer. It's not a laptop. So
Yeah.
I didn't even have a camera or a microphone. So when I decided to do YouTube, I had to learn how to do it all off of my phone. And then I watched the videos on the computer. So it was growing up without it, then you don't ever feel that you need it. I could turn it off for 4 days and not know my phone was off. Well, I don't want to talk to you anyway. I mean, really, who do you want to talk to in a day? Tell me.
I love that, because I like that perspective. And then you say, like, anyway, everybody you need to speak to, you're actually with them, you're actually around them and stuff like that. So
Right.
so 2023, you get your first smartphone, you start like fiddling around and trying to figure out things. Then you get onto YouTube, and then now you can even manipulate things like Restream. Do you know that people still struggle to do like live streams on platforms like Restream? I am so shocked at the things I see you doing at night when I come to your channel. I'm like, what is this lady up to? There's a live stream that is running overnight, and I know very well that is not StreamYard. I know very well that is not like YouTube, and it looks very like smooth, seamless. Nothing is like glitching and stuff like that. How was the shift for you, especially as a person? You're moving from a place where you've been averse to technology, but now you're actually embracing it. You're fixing things. You're experimenting. In short, Fabulous, what do your kids tell you when they see what is mom up to on her computer?
My kids think it's hilarious. And when I first was doing lives, they would come flying downstairs saying, "Mom, stop reading that name. You don't know what you're saying." And I'd be like, "Oh, okay." Or, "Mom, that's not what that means. Don't read everything." I'm like, "Oh, okay." So they kind of got me a little straight, like, read what you're going to say first.
Yeah.
But I think one of the blessings that came out of falling and breaking my hands was I had to stop. And I was stopped and sitting. So I finally had time to look at the computer, to play with the computer, to mess up a couple of things. And thankfully, there are people in the house that could come back and fix my mistakes. So that's been really nice. But I think you have to decide how, like for me, if I say, okay, I want to learn OBS and I want to learn StreamYard. This is only the first time I've ever used StreamYard. I've only with you, I've ever been on StreamYard. I've never touched it. But that's something I want to learn this year. So I'll take it. Let me try this. And if it makes me cry, let me come back to it in a month or in 2 months. And I think we get stuck, or I know I get stuck. Anything that's familiar, or when I have started doing something, that's the only way that it should ever be done. Like when they change the format of something, it throws me off. I stopped using Facebook after the last time they changed the Facebook format. I said, I can't figure this out. I'm done with it. Like it made me that mad. Don't give me something, then change it. That's ridiculous. So there is a part that's hard to keep up, especially with having no background at all in computers or figuring out how to use this stuff. But I figured whatever. I look at people's channels and I go around and I think that's the wonderful thing. You have people that have top-notch quality, that have all of this stuff. And man, I can't wait to maybe learn to get there or how to get there or to be there. But right now, this is where I am. And I hope the journey makes it more seamless.
I love that.
I think the best thing that has come out of this and why I'll stay on the platform and keep using it is because, let's face it, as you figured out, you know, I'm in this third chapter of my life and getting ready to go. Well, no, I'm not getting ready to go in the fourth chapter, but I think I'm in this middle chapter. You know, I'm no longer young, but I'm not, you know, senior. I'm not an exalted elder. You know, I'm just kind of middle ground old person, you know, just this middle range. But the community and the ability to share and to go in and just sit back and laugh at other people and to explore cultures and it really, I think YouTube is going to become such a strong platform for elder as people age, because it gets rid of a certain sense of loneliness. And I do feel like, oh, there's my friend in this chat. Oh, I just saw you over there. Hey, and it's that creates for me an uplifted feeling. So it keeps me wanting to figure it out. You know, I get excited when I see the same people and we're running around, or when I go someplace new and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, you're here too. Hey, my friend.
Yes.
So that keeps me wanting to learn how to do this stuff, you know.
I love that. And you have a lot of people on the chat who actually agreeing with you. Red's Room is like saying, yes, that is so true. I agree with you. You have the gentle 50s. The gentle 50s also in her 50s. And I like how I love this. I love the channel name. Like, I like how she changed her name to this. The gentle 50s also agrees with you there. In terms of it. Yeah, in terms of that. And then Kisha said something that I think you may want to react to. Kisha says, oh no, change is inevitable. Embrace it, or at least just take your time with it and go at your own pace. Don't let it stress you. Yeah, I think that's what you're actually like really saying, and I really loved and resonated with that particular comment. Sorry, you're finishing your train of thought there. I wanted you to finish before I do a follow-up question.
Oh, it's gone now. Go. I mean, that train, ask a new question.
Yes. No. The train of thought you'll probably remember, because it's going to be the follow-up question. You talked about you are in this third chapter of your life. Yes. Talk to us about this. Talk to us about these chapters, and you know, what are these chapters of life, and how do you embrace these chapters, especially as a human being? Because I think I like that you know, there are people who look back at their past and they start having these sorts of regrets. but there are people who actually enjoy the season that they are in. And for me, I think even in 2026, when I was doing my planning for 2026, I said I'm going to enjoy the seasons I'm in more, because I think sometimes it's very easy to lose sight of the fact of where you've come from and what you've really done. So talk to us about these chapters, and how do you classify these chapters?
So, the world according to a fabulous nut. Here it is. Get your pencils ready. There'll be a quiz later. I break life down into 4 chapters. The first chapter is from age pre-birth until you're 25 years old. It is the worst time of life. You're struggling to learn, to grow, to change. You're going from dependent to supposedly independent. You're supposed to have it all together here. And what are you going to be? How are you going to do it? What a horrible chapter. That's why it's the shortest chapter of life. You get through it and you just kind of hang on to get through it. From
0 to
25 to 55, those are the work years. You kind of have it figured out. You've gotten your parenting, been parented, you've grown up. Now you're out and you're supposed to be your being. And you're working, and if you choose to have a family, or traveling and doing all of these things that take energy. You can work 2 jobs and then go spend 4 days at your friend's house to do an all-night drive home to work. It's supposed to be that freedom, that fun without limitations, that, but the responsibility of, I know who I am, I know where I'm going, kind of, sort of, these are my goals, this is where I'm going to. And you do it, if you choose to have family, that's usually the time period people are raising kids and really get their career established, and almost to the point of retirement. You've saved, you've planned for the next 50 years or 100 years of your life, that's 25 to 55. That's that second chapter. And it's a great chapter. It's when you definitely have a lot of energy. And I mean, there are things I did, there's no way I could do now. It was a great time, with its ups and downs. Then after 55, from 55 to 75, I don't know what it is. I woke up on my 55th birthday going, the weight of life had lifted. Ooh. All of the stress, all of the tears, all of the hard feelings and the shock, it had neutralized. Yeah, it was like something flip. Okay. And now what? You're doing it, and it's going to keep coming tomorrow. The next thing, you can either let it bog you down, or you move forward and rejoice in the fact that you're doing what you want to do. And at this point, from 55 to 75, you have a certain amount of stability. You have a certain amount of, I know who I am. And yeah, I can always work on myself and make myself better. Of course, we're always evolving. But I am never going to change how somebody feels about me. I am never going to change how I feel. Well, I can feel about somebody else. It is okay. We don't have to. So there's just this liberation in being 55 to 75. And then for women, our body's doing all kinds. I didn't. Mine did. Like this. Sometimes it's in the second chapter, but my third chapter, boo, baby, I don't know what happened. And all of these changes that nobody had told us were coming, come. And then there's all of a sudden an acceptance of, yeah, okay. Doesn't mean I can't better myself, be better, grow, and be healthy and all of that. But I can accept the fact that I want a facelift. Look at this. Yeah. And that's great. I can look at the mirror and say, I remember when and today. I remember when and today. But I accept today because it's not that bad. And if nothing else, I know who I am, who I'm with, who's around me, and I can celebrate this third chapter. And then the fourth chapter, which I think is a chapter that we, especially as American society, because we no longer have a nuclear family, has kind of gotten shoved to the side in the hustle and bustle of modernizing. Like, oh, they don't have things to do, but the grandparents, this last generation, it's their responsibility to be sure that we hear the stories, the traditions are passed down. What is our family? Who is our family? Well, who keeps those stories? Grandmama. This third, fourth generation, who is there to, tell me, your great grandmother put her hand on your head and boom, you're well. I don't care what you have. It just feels better when those hands. So there's that generation. That fourth chapter, you're getting ready to transition. So you've kind of able to let go of all this, how I'm envisioning. I'm not in that chapter yet, but you're getting kind of ready to get rid yourself of, not rid yourself. Let me rephrase this. What is important, I think, in your fourth chapter of life is no longer the material things. I'm still into my material things in this third chapter. And I think that fourth chapter is really about your inner being and what are you giving of yourself to others. And those are my chapters of life. Got them?
Wow. Be okay. Thank you so much for the membership and thank you so much for the super sticker. Be okay was like just excited to see you there and she's loving your glasses, by the way. Because I think Be Okay, I think you and Be Okay almost have the same shape of glasses. I think that's why she's getting so excited there because it's like, oh wow, look at us twinning in glasses and stuff. So thank you so much, Be Okay. Kisha has asked a very important thing, and I think she says, "Oh my goodness, I don't think I've ever looked at my life in chapters. Interesting. I'll be 51 in 2026. What chapter am I in?" So you're on that was the second chapter, right?
Yep. Break it up by 25 years. Because think about it. You don't know that first chapter. You don't have any idea about life until you're after 25. You kind of think you do, but you really don't. So I just broke it up, by 25s.
I love that. I like this thing about the chapters. What is that one thing about your, you say the 0 to 25 where really nothing, it's really hazy and, it's not like you really don't have things figured out and stuff like that. What is that one memory you have of your first chapter that, you still remember it up to now and you're just like, oh my God, hide me under the table already?
Oh, go. There are so many. There are so many, especially because, it was a different world. I grew up in I grew up in the 70s. So it was a different world. Parenting was different. Life, now all the helicopter parenting, we would go out in the woods for days.
Yeah.
Like, we're going survivaling, so there is so much stuff. And the freedom we had then was, be it good or be it bad. I don't think that I should have been smoking cigarettes when I was in third grade. So I was not 8 years old. I was probably a little young, but hey, you could buy them for $0.25 and nobody asked questions, right? Then you're acting so big. It was just a different time. We were outside kids. We played outside. Thank you. Be okay. But there's so, the stuff we got into. Yeah, I think now you couldn't get into the stuff we got into because everybody has a phone now. We were able to get away with so much and be not destructive, but be youth and be crazy youth because there was no video evidence of it. So you could get your friends to deny what the other people were trying to lay on you. So that there was a freedom in that is sad that it's lost. And it's not that I don't think that people that under 25 don't have it figured out, but there's just so much rapid change from just developmentally that happens to become an adult, then you're like getting all of your groundwork together, and that's so chaotic. It's like the first 25 years of your life spent almost as if you're packing to move. Every day of that, you're packing to move, you know? And then you finally get to move and unpack, and it's like, oh, all right, now what does this mean? You know, and then there's just not that huge developmental things that happen beyond there is kind of what that means. But oh, Goga, like, yeah, what I did and embarrassing things, that's I know it's late night in your country. It's only 1 o'clock here in mine, and it's a little early to start telling secrets.
I like how you are very modest at it. It's like, Goga, it's late in your country, so we're not saying these things. Kisha says there is no evidence of the crimes clearly because there were no phones back then, so you did not like record it. It did not become content. Shazil is like saying hi to you. I don't want to miss the chats on your chat as well. Shazil, thank you so much.
Oh, Shazil, hey, sister. Hello, Anne-Marie, welcome. I have you up here, and I have them over there. I see. Yeah. Hey, I see. Cool. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Barry. Barry,
yeah, and Barry, I like that comment by Barry, and I think Barry agrees with you that yeah, so true about the characters. At my age, you can see it very plainly, and I think that is that third chapter.
Yeah.
Be okay is talking about the metal balloon dog sculpture behind you. Did she see the hat? Did you see like the New Year hat that Fabulous hat?
Let me put it on the other direction so it was lopsided, so it was bothering me. But my hair looks better. There we go.
Fab, how heavy is that thing? I'm just asking. I'm just curious. That looks like you're wearing some silver thingy, like a knight.
It's a piece of foam. Okay. See? It's a headband. And I cut out the foam, and then that silver duct tape, and then the ribbon, and this is plastic. And then I painted my nuts because everybody needs painted nuts for the new year. And this is just floral put in and just a Christmas ornament. And it's all put together with hot glue. So, yeah. And that's it. So it doesn't weigh much. But the trick is you have to have where it sits down, a cut out for your head. So it's not flat. Right? Yeah. So that's it. Just like that. Yep. That's all it takes. A little bit. Can you see it? I can't tell. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Then you just go, this I all got at the dollar store, except for that foam piece. It came in a box. And I just cut that center out. And that's what I did New Year's Eve. And then the little crystals inside. So because I knew I couldn't come to Goga's house without having something spectacular, or he would outshine me with his glasses.
Thank you. I don't take it for granted. You know, guys, she started preparing me mentally about Goga, I'm going to have an outfit for our collaboration at the Sunday service. And I'm like, I've not even fixed the thumbnail, and she's already thinking outfits and stuff. And everybody's just loving the hat. Ifeanyi talks about how that degree was well deserved. Let me ask you something. You create a lot of things. Even when you came for my birthday party last year as the Empress, yes. You looked like a work of art, and these things you create them from scratch. Like you use your own hands to create them from scratch. Is art something that is in your family? Have your kids taken up art in themselves? Does your husband come through and help out or something? Just asking for a friend.
I am so glad you asked, because there is artists in the family a little bit. My mom, even though she had all these kids, every bit of furniture that she had in our house, she refinished. She found like on the side of the road or at antique stores, and she stripped and refinished every piece of furniture we had. She did not buy it. She found it like in the garden, and it was gorgeous. Perfectly done. And then she also made, did a lot of sewing and all. Back then in the 1970s, people did still sew. So she did that. And then we were always painting the house, doing stuff. So that was always part of it, but there was always music in our home. And my husband does play the bass. And as you know, my eldest daughter, or my only daughter, is getting ready to graduate with her degree as an opera singer. Thank you very much. She is a soprano or ultra soprano, depending on the day. And she is getting into graduate school and wants to get her degree, her master's degree. She'll keep singing, but also with musicology.
Wow.
Which isn't that great? And once I looked up what musicology meant, I was excited for.
Amazing.
Sad to have kids that are so smart. But musicology is the study of it's like sociology, kind of traces customs and all, but musicology is how does music fit into all of these cultures and customs.
Amazing.
And that's what she wants to study.
I'm very curious about your conversations at the dinner table.
Oh, well, sometimes I can follow and sometimes I can't. I can tell you, my son, he works with his hands. He loves being outside. He was 20 and he said, Mom, I will do anything. I cannot go to college. I cannot go to college. I said, okay, give me a 5-year plan. Give me a solid 5-year plan and we'll talk about but you have to do something. You have to have a plan. So he decided, hold on, my hat's not showing. He decided he wanted to go into machining. Right. Oh, Lord, now we're looking at. He wanted to go into machining, so he did. Then he decided, that's horrible. It's all computers. And then he wound up working at a solar farm. So that's what he does. But he is very creative. He does a lot of 3D printing. He kind of is a lot like me, where I see things, like when I see something, I can't read directions because I have a tremendous learning disability, actually. So I can't read directions, but if you give me a picture, I can make anything. And I actually see things in 3 dimensions. It's kind of like how I do. And that's how he does as well. He'll like see the finished product and then take it apart to get there. So when he was little, some of the sculptures, the Lego stuff he built was unbelievable. So that's the artness in the house. And I'm currently redoing my house. So that's kind of exciting as well. So to redo on a budget, you do what you do.
I agree with Barry. Clearly, it's in the family. It flows in the family and stuff. During your introduction, you also talked about a very unfortunate incident. You fell, and you lost. You for some moment there, you lost the ability, especially of your hands. And these are really like this is literally your money maker, your hands. So in case. What was that experience like, and how are you doing now? Like, how are you actually doing? I'm actually asking just to know.
Well, at first it was very, very obviously it's very upsetting. So when I fell, I tripped, and I fell and I caught all of my weight on the palms of both hands, just equally. Boom. Thank goodness I didn't break elbows, shoulders, hips,
Joints,
nothing else. It could have gone up and been really bad, because truthfully, in this 3rd chapter of life, that's how most people find out that they have osteoarthritis or weak, low bone density, is through a fall. So I'm very thankful that I only broke some bones. It was a lot, and there was a couple of surgeries to get things straight. But I still have nerve damage, and I still, like, when I tried to I was following Yoga with Goga's 30-day yoga challenge, and I went to push up on the floor, but my arm that's as far as it bends.
Mm.
That's been one of the ramifications. That's it. That's all. It's fused right there. And also on this one, there's nerve stuff that still happens that shoots up the arm. So I still have nerve damage and I can't feel certain things in my hands. So it has changed quite a bit. I can't do a lot of the fine work, the fine sewing. I can't really manipulate things. How a lot of stuff you do, it's through the feel, how it feels. And without really being able to feel, that kind of messes that up. But what I've learned and what the benefit that has happened is that when I'm starting a project, I used to start a project and be able to go all the way through it. And I can't anymore. I will start a project, then I'll have to stop because my hands will hurt or I can't do it anymore or it just gets to be too much. And that has become such a blessing because I am no longer able to obsess. Like, all right, I'm going to do this. Don't bother me for the next 15 hours. Then I would emerge with something. So it's actually helping me create a little bit more balance as I started to repaint and all. Okay, I'll paint some and then I'll start to hurt and I'll have to stop. But when something like that happens and you have to you do lose part of your identity. If I'm not, because I think we take on our roles, our jobs, especially as a costumer, as a designer, you kind of take that on not only as your job, but as part of your persona and who makes you special, what makes you special. And if you can't do it, then what is still there? But I think that for me, that didn't hit. It was hard. It was hard to know I can't go back to where it was. But because I had been working at half pace anyway, because I was homeschooling children and raising children, wasn't as bad as I think some people that have had their children young and then are in the middle of their career and then lose it. I think, I don't know, you just got to kind of keep things in perspective. And it is not good that I can't feel my hands and they still tingle all the time, but it has definitely made me have more balance in what I'm doing and actually enjoy what it is and say, okay, I can't do this, but I could do this, and I can do this. So it's all how we look at it.
I like that. I like that mind view, and I think worldview, because I think it's already happened. But now, how do you know? How do you move on from it? How do you still salvage what you can do despite that unfortunate occurrence? And Barry says that he likes that you still get to do walking exercises with your dogs in the morning.
Yes.
Another thing that you've discovered, and for me, I think the first time I thought it was just like you joking around, was this. How is this experience? Because this is something that you let me see that I can share it on the screen. I don't know if it's visible. Let me see.
I saw
this.
that.
Yes, this. How is this experience? Because you've also been doing a lot in terms of just making sure that, and I think you are getting so good at it. I love watching you do your exercises on this channel. How are these daily stretches also part of just you trying to make sure that at least you're bringing in that mobility back and whatnot on my fabulous journey? Yes,
that channel right there is my second channel that I was going to do all the crafting on and DIY and I'm doing all this stuff, and then it changed into a vlog channel, so it was just fabulous. But then Goga challenged to yoga, a 30-day challenge. And I said, oh, I'll do that. And during that time, I also had a doctor that had been fussing at me for about 2 years. You have got to start stretching. You can get your range of motion back. You can get back. You can still gain muscle. You have not lost it all just because of your age. And he's like, this a little Chinese guy, he's very fit. He's like, look, until you're 100, You can stretch, you can move, you can build muscle, you can do your things, you can breathe
I
and be
love
healthy.
them.
And
Yeah.
then he finally said, look, Paige, you're wasting my time and your money. If you're not going to do something, don't come back. And I said, oh, wow. Okay, it's not often you have a doctor, a
Telling you.
provider be that blunt with you. So
Yeah.
I said, okay, what am I going to do? I have no passion of anything. The most I've done in 19 years is walk the dogs around the block. So I finally said, okay, I will try Goga's exercise. And I fastly realized within 5 minutes, I had to change from the floor to the chair. And I did that. But then I was like, hey, how many days can I do this and not stop? So I said, well, let me try this content creator. So I started doing different content creators for a week at a time and picking different things. And I started in a chair because if I'm going to be sore or be hurting, I am not going to do it. Not at all. Marley has joined us. I'm just not going to do it at all. It's just not going to happen. So I started slow. And then by about day 60, all of a sudden I realized the pain that was in my back and the pain was gone. This lower back pain and where my hip was pulling forward, it had left me. So that was when, hey Roxanne, hey Red, sorry. That was when I said, okay, let me keep going. So it just kept evolving and evolving. And now I'm on day 104 because I just finished my 103rd workout. And I changed the name of the channel because obviously now I'm using it as my fitness journey. And I decided what I'm going to do is each 100 days, pick a different type of challenge.
Nice.
So the 100-day challenge I'm doing right now is balance because my balance is horrible. But the things you learn on YouTube, there's 4 things that affect balance: strength, your eyes, inner ear, and I always forget the 4th one. But that's what I learned. And on each of my videos, I put the content creator and I put the video, link to the video and the title of the video so that people can go find. It is amazing what is on YouTube, and the fact that I could keep going just 10 minutes and not hurting and never being sore and getting out of pain. And maybe this is going to bleed over to, okay, I'm already starting to think about, is this healthy to eat? Or is there a better option? Is this something I really want to take? Or is there a better option? So so that's my fitness journey. It is totally organic. I suspect it's going to take 2 to 3 years. If it gets monetized, that'd be great. If it gets wonderful, whatever, if I have people offering me all kinds of things, that would be great too, because I really would like a little facelift, just right here. That, it'd be all right. So that's where it is, but I'm just going to enjoy it. And I think that was what I had lost sight of in the rush to get monetized on the Nuts channel. And with that being said, hold on 1 second. One of the things, let me see. It's across the room. Have you used, I'm going to find it. Here it is. Okay. In the YouTube studio, they have the new AI that will do your stuff. So I did print. They have a thing that will print a 2-week schedule. So I had said I would like to help map out some growth stuff, and so they gave me 2 weeks of short ideas, video ideas, kind of what to do to kind of tie it all together. So this is in terms of my business of YouTube, because it is kind of a business. That is where I am going to try to kind of go and reach and get that uploaded, because they're saying this is where to do it, where the growth would be, how to find what I need, and I can follow something. I don't have to.
This is on the studio. There's normally a tab which gives you those ideas, like some of the suggestions, right?
Yes. And if you click over, it says more ideas, and then it will say, help me come up with a growth schedule, or there's something in it that says that. And that's what I did for both of the channels. It said, yeah, I'll happy map out your content for the next 2 weeks. I put in, help me map my content, or for a month or whatever. And it will give you a great thing to follow. And the other thing I'm using that I just started using was the AI to help me write my descriptions.
Yes.
My tags. Because I had really kind of been ignoring the tags. Some people said they were important. Some people said they were, but anyway, I think it's been a game changer, just how the channel comes across. The verbiage.
I like that intentionality, even in terms of just like taking advantage of the new age features that are being shared with us as content creators, just with how you can improve how you approach your content creation. Going back to your backstory, you talked about, your channel. I always love the story of your channel, and I like how you called us out during your introduction, because you say the truth. In 2024, we all jumped onto the train that was the loop videos. We all started doing these crazy live streams. We got a lot of watch hours. We got a lot of subscribers. Your channel, and I like how you gave an example there. Your channel literally gave you nearly 13 million views.
Yeah.
Literally. You have over 30 million views on your channel, but one of the things that you're also very direct, and I like how you are not even hiding, is the fact that YouTube actually, there was no engagement, and that was very clear for you from the onset. So yes, you have numbers. We are all carrying very insane numbers on our channels, but if somebody was to tell you, I was on a live stream last week, and this lady was explaining that concept so nicely, that are you guys comfortable discussing your numbers? Like, are you guys actually confident in with the numbers on your channel? And I think I was like, I like that question, because a lot of people on the chat were not like, I don't like your tone. Why are you asking these questions? Because it was not a very comfortable conversation. Because when you actually now start digging into the analytics, people are not comfortable on with some of those numbers. And you said very well, yes, you moved from this number of watch hours to 200,000 watch hours. You moved from this number of subscribers to this number of subscribers, but it came at a cost, and you're trying to undo the cost. But thank you for cracking the nuts, because clearly that's what you needed to get monetized in the shortest time possible. But when it comes to these numbers and how how you like structure like the conversations with yourself around what you want to see on your channel, how has that experience been, and why are you being very deliberate, at least by looking at the unspoken? Because people are all fabulous. Me, I will be very proud. Like, I'll be like, guys, do you know, like, I have 13 million views on my channel, but for you, you've gone deep and you're like, Google, this 13 million views is not really exactly, I'm not comfortable with it. I don't want to discuss it. I have to like be honest with myself about these numbers. I don't like it. So how do you like have these conversations with yourself? How are you being very deliberate, even in terms of the kind of places you're looking for the information, you are seeking the data, just to make sure that you're making more informed choices as you're growing the channel?
I think that it's kind of twofold. I think you get wrapped up in the hype and the excitement of it, like woo 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 woo.
We did get wrapped up in it. You remember that time? You remember that time when you were doing those loops? It was exhilarating. Like, it was. Woo!
It was crazy. But then you can go back, and all of those loops My 11-hour loops are in a podcast. And anybody, you can go back to those podcasts, which have fabulous names. That was the most fun ever, was naming those loops. Because how serious can you be when you're cracking a nut and you're trying to come up with a title? That was the most fun ever. And I think that's what really kept me on YouTube, because I like laughing. It's nothing wrong with having a moment in time where we don't have to take something serious. We just don't, and you can't get but so serious or so controversial when you're cracking a nut. And when you're talking about cracking nuts, right? But anyway, you can go back to those loops. And like I said, I've never deleted any of them. And you can see where it surged and it stayed up so high. On Christmas Day, I did a live with my family. And for 1 hour, we were cracking nuts. And it was over 7,000 people watching us just go around, each of us take a turn cracking a nut for an hour. I mean, it was crazy. And it was fun. It was almost like, when you were a kid, like a young kid, and you were doing something kind of risky and you weren't sure if it was quite right, but you were getting away with it over and over and over again. You're getting away with it. It's great. It's great. It's great. And then all of a sudden one day it goes from thousands to 100. And you say, well, that's weird. But let me put another one out, or let me stop that one and start over. Let me do it again. And then all of a sudden it's like 12 people.
Let me give them context. Let me give them context. These are your nuts videos. Your most popular nut video nearly gave you 1 million views. This one that you did 10 months ago, the one that gave you 855,000 views.
Yeah.
Let me just ask a random question before you continue.
Okay.
How did you pick on nuts and not anything else? Like, what inspired the nuts, like, as content? Because people are doing a lot of things. Most of us were doing animals. Some of us were bringing our cows on the screen. Some of us were cooking. Why nuts?
Well, it started with, I knew I wanted a sound. So I said, okay, let me break a cookie. Okay, so that got some views. Then I got a candy bar and broke it and pulled it out, a Snickers bar, and all that caramel went out, and it got a little bit more views. And then, so I just kind of worked that way, and I was looking for a sound to go with the motion, and I cracked a nut because it was Christmas time, and we had the nuts out, and it got so many views. I was like, let me crack another nut. And it did even better. Then the next day I cracked another nut and it did even better. And then I cracked another and it was like I don't know. Then I was cracking golden nuts and your nuts and my nuts and Santa's nuts. And it was getting these views but that's what it was, a view. It got, because they were counting 10 seconds of view. And that's what it was. But I didn't realize it then. We were getting the view. Wow, they're here. And I was getting subs. I think that one night I got one night it almost went viral. I got like 17 or 16,000 subs off of that video. But it's not staying there. I've been losing subs. And I've been gaining true subs now. But as the number goes down, and I looked into it, so I don't take it too bad. Some of those could have been bot accounts. Some of those could be inactive accounts. Some of those that YouTube says, if I've subbed to you, but I haven't been to your channel in a year or so, they kind of pull my subscription and hold it to the side. Like, oh, you're not active. So that can, like, one day you might see, oh, I lost 15 subs. What happened? Well, it might have just been a YouTube sweep of cleaning stuff up. Okay, these people aren't active. You've lost them. So, of course, I would have every intention of getting 100,000 subscribers this year. But if I have to drop down to 1,000, which is where it probably, or a couple hundred, and then build it back up, that's what it will be, because I took that shortcut. And it looked amazing. It felt great. Baby, I was ready to buy my convertible Porsche and ride around. I'm like, why isn't everybody doing this? All I have to do is crack a nut. And then for 3 months, I'm cracking nuts and making money. And then it wasn't that much, but it was, some coin here, some coin there. And then YouTube said, what is going on over there? Let's take a look. Well, that's not a channel if she's getting all these views and people are staying for 25 seconds. There's no value. And boom, my channel was shut. I mean, it wasn't shut down. I could still do things, but nobody. And at that point, I had stopped doing the nut streams and I was uploading 2 videos a week and 4 shorts, and nobody was getting notifications. Nobody was seeing my stuff. Nobody was doing anything.
Wow.
Yeah, I would go live and get like 3 people. And then I'm like, okay. And that was when people had been talking about shadow banning and this. And I said, let me look into this. That makes sense. I took a shortcut and boy, was it a high. It was, man, I'm telling you, I had my car picked out and I had my surgeon for my facelift on standby. I was ready to roll. But it was all pretend, So, and I have another viewer. I one of the people I connected with during this time, her channel has 40,000 subscribers, and she's had her channel for 4 years. She's not monetized, and it's the same thing. She's getting subscriptions based on the title of her channel, but nobody's watching her videos long enough to get her monetized. Yep. And she has over 40,000 subscribers. So that tells you need to rework it, relook it. Some of these things.
I'm actually agree with you, because I do have somebody in the community who has like 600,000 subscribers. Yeah. Literally, 0.6 million subscribers, and I never get notifications and whatnot. And the other time I was having a conversation with them, and they were like, YouTube just froze my notifications. It's like, yeah, they don't get the engagement completely.
Right.
And in fact, they were so shocked when they saw me on the chat that day, and they were like, how did you find me? I'm like, I was just scrolling around on the sides and I just clicked these side things that you normally see, and I saw you are live. I did not come through a notification. Oh, wow. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I think that's one thing. I see a lot of people that are doing the streams now, and they're great. I mean, these overnight restreams and all are great, but watch your time of engagement. And if it's dropping and getting small, it's not worth it. Your channel might hold out for 6 months before it goes dark. So those long loops, those long streams, and I do my 2 to 4 hour, but I am definitely a lot more cautious. For me, it's better to do a 2-hour loop where I have 35 or 40 people and they're there for 30 minutes and then end it, to opposed to play an 11-hour loop where I get 200 views but only have a minute of watch time. YouTube says then.
And it was a very painful reality. I think when YouTube decided to now enforce the punishment in July last year, when they say that they are going to not monetize channels who are doing that kind of content. I still see it. I still see people doing the crazy mathematics puzzles and whatnot, which again is still low effort. And I know most people are getting monetized with it, but I know it's going to hurt their channels in the long run in terms of videos and whatnot. But engagement, I think, is a very important tool, and I think most people need to cultivate. In the new channel that you're starting, how is your experience in terms of just that retention of the audience and also just engagement? Because I noticed you're not pushing the new channel out a lot in the community. You want it to grow organically as much as possible.
Yes. So, and it is very specific. I mean, it is, somebody that's my age doing seated movement. The engagement, you have your people that come in on different days. So it's there, and it's much more, it's better. Let's just say it like that. It is definitely better. I might have somebody that will click in and stay with me through half of a workout or all of the workout, but people will come and stay a little bit longer. And of course, you're going to have your little kids pop in and out if I have the comments on, and don't have it blocked. But the engagement is better, but there is no, on the lives, there is no people coming later to watch. So it's a live, then the live's finished. So what do they call it? Green content? That doesn't have much green content. I need to now get over to produce the videos that go with the lives and the shorts to kind of tie it all together to get the green content to get that channel growing. And that's what I need to kind of focus on both of my channels, that to tie it all together in a neat bow. Okay, I'm reading here. If you don't want to do a live reading, but just want a few right here, come over here, and this will tie together. And then here's a short with it. So there's this continuous loop. And then what's the fourth one, to put out the notice to. So I think over there, the content is pretty good. It's steady. I mean, I'm gaining subscribers every time I go live, at least one for the most part. Some days 3 or 4. The age, I'm definitely hitting my age bracket.
Oh, nice.
It's more men than women, so I don't know what that means, but but it's pretty almost equal anyway. But I'm not getting, let's go watch a video. I'm not getting, they're coming in on a live, or if they're catching a live, they're there for a live. The other problem I'm having on that channel is nailing down a time. And I know that's hurting me. And I know that's so important. But it's just me being me. Look, I've already committed to all these times. I'm live over here. And then I gotta be somewhere I don't know. So yeah. And that's where I think once I can really commit to a time. Oh, but I had a question for you.
Yeah.
What do you feel about the thumbnails? I keep getting notification that all of my thumbnails should somehow tie together or be like the branding of thumbnails.
Yeah.
I like my funny thumbnails.
No, good question. And I've been learning a lot about thumbnails from last year because and we are shortly going to discuss your bootcamp experience. I did not have a bootcamp, but YouTube did assign me a partner manager to help me fix certain things on my channel. And the emphasis on thumbnails used to be a lot. I even used to wonder, why do they keep on insisting that I fix my thumbnails? And the idea was and I remember the first time they told me your click-through rate is so low, we need to so that we can increase the click-through rate. And one of the easiest ways of doing that is by improving the thumbnails. So one of the first assignments I was given, I was told that because I go live every Sunday. Hey, Howie, welcome, Howie, nice to see you. I saw Howie there on the chat. One of the ways, and David Ant, welcome. I see David also. David, I'm going to ask your question to Fabulous, don't worry. So they told me that I needed to increase my click-through rate. And one of the ways I could do that is by changing the thumbnail, especially for the Sunday service. Because just to make sure that it's consistent, because it is a live stream that the community knows, and I do it every week. So I actually went and just did that. So I went and changed it, and they say try to make your thumbnails to reflect your brand. So in case your color is purple, in case it is gold, make sure when anybody on YouTube, even if they are not like, even if they are not like very regular in your channel, when they see your thumbnail, they know that looks like a Goga live stream or that looks like a Goga content. So it needs to be like so consistent that people like can remember. So I nailed down the color. I figured out the I'm still struggling with the font because I want to see whether they can get it big enough, because they say that it needs to be seen from like across the room. If somebody was watching their TV and they saw your thumbnail, they should be able to like make out the title. So I'm still struggling with that because I tend to squeeze I tend to squeeze a lot of words inside a thumbnail. So the thumbnail alone can actually change your click-through rate, and I've confirmed it. It worked. It totally worked. Like the moment I went and like and kind of aligned all the thumbnails for the Sunday service, I saw definitely a different improvement, even in terms of the rewatch, because it is now being displayed on people's home feed, and they're able to like click on it because they can see. They're like, oh, who is that? Who is that lady on Goga's thumbnail? Oh, fabulous nuts ASMR. Just like that, the click-through rate was improved. So I'm trying to be very deliberate, and I'm sure you've seen that even on my academy thumbnail this year. This year I'm working on the academy thumbnails purely. I'm not dealing with the Sunday service. At least I figured that out. So I'm now just trying to work on the academy thumbnails to make sure that it's always uniform. And they said it can even be, you don't even need to like stress so much about it. It can even just be, it can be like standard, and then you just be changing something small on the thumbnail. Like it can be day one, like see the way when you're doing your 100-day challenge, you can do something like day one there on the thumbnail, day two, day three, but it can be the same thing. It can be the same thing, the same fabulous on the same thumbnail, but somewhere on the thumbnail there's something that stands out, like day number 100. That is okay. It's allowed. It's not like you're repeating the same thumbnail, but they say it brings in consistency on the channel. So I think I would challenge you to yeah, if the thumbnails can stand out a lot and they are very like the picture is so high quality, people are likely to click on it as compared to like something that looks blurry or the ones that YouTube generates automatically.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
I got that on my list to do.
Yeah, and you can even use you're playing around now with AI. You can use AI to play around with them, edit them a bit. But even when it comes to AI, I wouldn't like entirely advise people to like allow AI to generate for them thumbnails.
Okay.
And then they stop like don't outsource that entire effort to AI. Give
Right.
AI something to work with. Like you can go and take a picture and then you feed it onto AI and tell AI to maybe tweak this picture to maybe like reflect some high contrast and make it more like punchy or popping or something like that. So feed what you want AI to generate. Don't outsource your entire brand to AI because it will not know. It may not really know. It's still learning, so it may not really know. So I think that's one thing I think I figured out there, because the thumbnails from AI are so ugly. To be honest, they're not so good. So
Oh,
you have to like find a way to use a picture that already exists and then feed it onto AI and then let it generate for you something out of it.
okay.
So
Okay,
fabulous.
can we just I'm gonna turn my camera. I need just a 5 minute, or like not even 5. I just gotta let
All
the
right.
dogs out real quick.
No worries. All right, guys.
I'll be right back.
As my co-host takes a quick deserved break, let's chat. All right, let me just mute a bit. So Natechovi, welcome, Natecho. Thank you so much for coming in. Natecho is saying hi to Barry. Red is saying interesting, and Red, good job on what you're doing with OBS. I can't wait to see the amazing things. I liked that live stream you were doing yesterday. And I like the green screen. The green screen is really popping nicely now. The green screen looks good. Howie says, Happy New Year belated. Don't worry, Howie. I think it is still Happy New Year until the end of January. We are going to say Happy New Year until the end of January. I think I've been greeting everybody. I've not said hi to this year Happy New Year. And I will keep doing it until I think end of January thereabouts. And if I've not met you this year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year to you. Feel free to ask any question that you want to ask Fabulous. I'm going to like place it for us so that you guys can you can have that conversation. And to the people who are watching in the background, thank you so much. Autism Mom, welcome, Autism Mom. Boy, delicious, nice to see you. Thanks so much for popping in. I see Simone over on the chat. Thank you so much, Blessed Life Journey. I really appreciate you as well. Thank you so much. So our guest has taken a quick break, but she'll be coming back. Let me allow her to walk there. She's back. Yes. So the next thing I was going to ask you, Fab, was your bootcamp experience. You got invited by YouTube to a bootcamp. What was that like? What were the receipts? Give us the receipts.
It was very interesting. So I was invited to the Vertical Live Bootcamp. And
what? This? Yeah. Wait, how like, when was this? How recent was this?
It was September, and it went from September through December.
Nice.
Yeah, okay. Look, I got my hat. Hold on. Look, I got my YouTube hat.
Oh, wow.
No,
okay.
And my cheetah pants. So,
I like how you had to sneak in the cheetah pants have to be. Wow.
So it came through on an email, and you know, sometimes you think those things are spammy, but I didn't. Yes. I actually opened it, and it said you can put in for the YouTube bootcamp, and it's going to be a vertical live bootcamp. So I opened it and I did that. And then they took 100 applicants, and I think they just drew them randomly, but you did have some huge content creators that had millions of people, and all different genres, down to some that weren't even monetized yet, very small channels. So it really is just a matter of watching your YouTube, your opening those YouTube things that look spammy, and they might actually be an invitation. So the YouTube bootcamp, we met once a week, and it was really about pushing out the vertical lives more. I got the feeling, this is just me, there were, and I guess a lot of people, a lot of the gamers and all, a lot of people were sticking with the horizontal lives.
Yeah.
The majority were, and so it wasn't hitting the scroll of the shorts like the vertical lives do.
Yes.
So they kind of wanted to get more people over into the vertical lives, and this was right before they rolled out the horizontal and vertical at the same time, which I haven't tried yet because everything I do is on the phone. So it
and that one is a PC.
Yeah. It was good to connect and get ideas from other people, and then to be able to go to their page and kind of look like, okay, what are you doing that is drawing people? So it kind of created a time and a place to really give me 2 hours. It was only like, the class was only an hour a week, to really take that time to say, okay, this hour on Tuesdays at whatever time, I'm going to sit and really evaluate my YouTube channel, because they want creators to use the platform as a business. Like, okay, we're doing this, but it is a business. If we're going to pay you, we need you to be doing what we need to do to get the revenue and stuff like that. So it really did, and it really helped me kind of think about, how can I do lives that then tie into a video that is something that will hold my audience, because like, there's so many, like with the ASMR, there's so much of a genre of it, but what am I comfortable doing? You know, there's certain things I am and I wasn't. So that's where I really kind of was able to focus in. And I think that everybody going into this new year, really take a look at the channel and set some goals. It was almost like goal setting, a goal setting class. Okay, what do you want to work on? You know, okay, I'm doing this, and then now let me do the next thing and the next thing, and saying the watch hours are more important than your subscribers, honestly. So their subscriber count doesn't matter, your views and clicks don't matter. what you need to do as we're looking as a company at your watch hours. How long are people staying with you? How long are you engaging them? How are you running your lives? Do you have people that will, like, I haven't said hey to everybody in my chat because I'm looking at your chat on my thing. But are you acknowledging people, or do you have a moderator to acknowledge your people? And I had somebody get very angry at me. If you've noticed on my channel now, nobody's in blue. Well, my channel is not a connecting channel. I don't want it to be a connecting channel. I don't, not that you can't connect to people on my channel, please connect to everybody, but that is not the focus I want my channel to have. Therefore, it was suggested you need to turn them all off unless they're serving a purpose. Do you, you know, because YouTube sees how many you have. YouTube knew, the almighty whoever, I think of YouTube as this I. You know, they knew that I had 11,000 moderators. Really, who needs that many moderators? Then at that point, nobody's moderating. So there's no point in doing that. So I turned them off, and there was one or two people that kind of got their feelings hurt. And I said, look, by setting members only, or by setting subscribers for 5 minutes, if you set your live to subscribers for 10 minutes to make a comment, you've gotten rid of all the trolls.
Yep. They don't have that patience.
You know, now it's kind of hard if you want to raid or something like that. And sometimes
because of the raid, yeah.
But on the most part, with that, or you can turn your comments off altogether. I've done that, and I've done that on my fitness channel. I mean, my phone doesn't scroll while I'm live, so I can't see the live anyway. So to keep things safe, they're like, that is a better option, or use some of the other resources as opposed to turning everybody. But if you have a connection channel and that's what you're doing, that's fine. Or you can use it, you know, some channels use the blue as a way to honor longtime members, or you were the first one coming in, or some people turn them on each time. Everybody does it different, but I was just turning them on and leaving them on, and YouTube said that's not a good look for an ASMR channel to have 11,000 moderators.
Oof. Wow, good advice. ASMR. I mean, let's talk about that evolution, because as much as, yes, and I like your take on shortcuts. Something good came out of Fabulous Nuts ASMR. Like, you figured out ASMR content. You play around with sound a lot on that channel. And I think every time it's an experiment. And what is that one thing you've learned? Because we've definitely evolved from cracking nuts, but we are now even in the business of sound. We are, you are playing around with different sounds over the Christmas holidays. You really, I think you really went all out in terms of the content with the music. What has been the strategy in terms of evolving the ASMR channel?
Once I got, okay, what could I really get behind and do regularly that I know might hold somebody? Well, I knew the reading would, and that has a calming effect. It's something for me that is kind of rooted in relaxation. Let's sit and read. It's always been my escape. So if that's going to be where I'm doing most of my lives, and what really most of the channel is this soft reading, what are we going to do to complement that? And then that means the sounds, and I find the industrial sounds amazing. I find the repetitions of different fans. Now, there's certain sounds I cannot stand, but I find that to be very calming. And over Christmas, I did add the music, because I never thought of music being in the ASMR realm. I always thought it was sounds, and it had to be a nature sound. But part of the ASMR with the relaxation and the deep relaxation is the melodies and the harmonies and, the healing. There is now it's for my daughter. But the string instruments, they have been taking into hospitals since the late 70s to play for people that are very, very ill, because certain chords and the sound of string instruments does something physiological inside your body. So now that I'm a more mature and calmer woman, I am taking the channel in the realm of, I let's have some peace. Let's just come chill out, whether it's music or whether it's a sound or whether
Nice.
it is just having a good time laughing. I do my pop-up lives sometimes, and I don't know if you've caught my pop-up live, but I don't think you have, Goga. But right here for my pop-up live, I do have the magic nutsack.
No, I've never caught up your pop-up live because probably I'm always asleep or something. Wait, what does that do?
This is what I use in my pop-up live. So look at this. I can tell your fortune. You can ask a yes/no question. I've got nuts in here that say, it's almost like, you can ask a yes/no question and my magic nutsack will give you the answer. So I do have that for a pop-up live when I want to be funny and joke around and, come on, Goga, say it once. My fabulous nutsack. Come on, say it with a straight face.
Wait, say it. Can you say it again so that I can repeat? My fabulous nut stack. Okay,
Sack.
say it again.
My fabulous nutsack bag.
My fabulous nut sack bag. This just sounds. This sounds.
And we did something to shake our nuts. And,
My fabulous nut sack. Oh my, this sounds horrible. But like I'm mixing the S's and the. But anyway, I got it.
Yeah,
Do you
but I think the laughs are just as important in life. I really can't take it all so serious. So when I just do a pop-up live, it's just kind of a check-in and let's just joke around. And I think there is such humor in trying to be serious about cracking a nut. And we can do it so precisely. And so, come on, it's the funniest thing ever. I would have changed my name to something else. But honestly, you remember the channel. You have to have fun saying the name. It, as uplifting as it is. And I think it just kind of reminds us we don't have to take it all that serious. And
Absolutely.
we all still have the humor of a 6-year-old school child, because there's nothing funnier than saying nuts.
Yeah, it really sounds funny because even anytime you're walking into a chat, and then somebody has to say, "Hi, fabulous nuts." It always just, and then maybe the host has to like read it. For example, like sometimes I think it happens that like somebody's on the panel, and then, "Hi, fabulous nuts," and then somebody's like, "Okay, you just have to say nuts in there and stuff." It's like fabulous nuts. Yeah, it has a very nice ring to it, and I like how it always brings in a lot of laughter anytime you go into chats. And which brings me then to the next question. In terms of one of the things that you also do, you're also very supportive in the sense that you've nurtured your support across. Let me just say it's across, especially the borders. You're seated in the United States, and look at us having a collaboration. I'm seated in Nairobi, Kenya. I've seen you in Asia supporting people. I've seen you in Jamaica. I've seen you, God knows, I've seen you in Europe. Your support. Talk to us about your support strategy in terms of how do you get to like meet all these people across the world, and has this been very important for your channel? Just trying to make sure you diversify the support in different regions.
It isn't YouTube analytics amazing, right? I started, like when I started watching YouTube, I was just watching one content creator that I loved. And then up in my feed, like, hey, stuff you might like. Now, for about 8 years, I only watched one content creator. That was all I was coming to YouTube to do, right? But this one channel was telling stories about in Kenya. I can't remember the name of the channel. Anyway, and I clicked on, I started watching his videos, and I loved the stories of all the amazing things that were happening, or all the folk tales. And he would go to the place and tell you the folk tale, right? And I was in his live. Well, then one day he was talking about Mama Uganda over in Uganda. So I clicked over there, and that was when Mama Uganda's family was really struggling, and Mercy's empire was involved over there. And so then Mercy was there doing a live, so I kind of clicked into that live, and then next thing I know, I'm in Kenya, and I have become part of the Kenyan community, which led to the Uganda community, which then led to Nairobi. So I started in Africa. Can you believe it? Africa gave me my start. And then what happened was one morning, very early for me, it was 3 o'clock in the morning, but it was 8 a.m. in London. I happened to be getting ready to go to work, and I saw Savi's Hot Kitchen, and I clicked in there, and she's given all this advice about go live and how to do it and all of this. Well, I didn't have any information at that point. I was just still doing shaky videos of, a tree in the yard, and I never thought, I didn't have any idea. So she kind of worked me through, and so I kept going back, and then all of a sudden there was Fluffy Diva and Roxanne British, and then let me see that and that and that, and then they were saying, well, go over to Naveed's, and then when you go over to Pakistan, of course you get inundated with Pakistan and India, get all connected and interchanged, and then somehow all of a sudden I'm over at Goga's page, but by being with Savi's and hooking up with her, all of a sudden I'm in Jamaica too.
Yeah.
So I am over on the continent, then I'm in, British Isles, then I'm in Jamaica, and then finally I come up 1 or 2 stops in the US. I think I only have 2 US subscribers. Then I jumped up to Canada and hung out there, and I was having the best time ever. I mean, I have learned so much, and I think if you're open to learning about like cultures and hearing the stories and just any place you're welcome or felt like there was open arms and a welcoming community, I have to say, I didn't grow up with, I know it's going to shock you. I know it's going to shock you, Goga, but I didn't know anybody from Kenya, Uganda, or Nairobi, or what is that other one, Nigeria, until YouTube. Can you believe it?
Wow.
Now, I did know some Jamaican people, because in our state and the area I live in, they hired their teachers all from Jamaica. So I did know a little bit about Jamaica culture, but you guys, and you wherever you feel welcome, you stay. And then you say, well, if they're this welcoming, their friend has to be as welcoming. And then you go check their friend's channel out, and then you're laughing over there. And I'm telling you, what keeps me anywhere is laughter. If I can walk away and be uplifted and laughed and had a good time, or relaxed or followed or whatever, but usually it's laughter, then you want to go back. And then when you go to one and you see everybody, it's like, oh, everybody's here. Like I popped on Red's room yesterday or day before yesterday. Everybody was over there. I didn't know. Nobody told me they were having a party. I had to fix a drink before I went over, right? I mean, everybody was there. And so it's a feeling of going home almost, like, hey, here we are, and that was where it kind of went around the borders. And that's where there has been a community has been built. And I think with how my channel went and where it went. Now, I did do a lot of Asia because that was where those nuts got pushed out. And I got my subscribers that came
I know.
and said, hey, nice nuts. You you went over there and you learned, if somebody from Pakistan or India comes in, they're gonna like, it seems like they're spamming your chat, but
Yes.
that's culturally appropriate and what they do. It's just like when, hey Winston, welcome, and I've got to say hey to my girl, hold on, Shazli. She has been here the whole time for me. Shazli is over in the Middle East as well, and she has an amazing channel. But yeah, I have learned more about Hindu holidays and Islamic culture, and it's just, as you travel these streets, if that's what, that's just kind of me. I like collecting friends. I'm learning.
I like what you said about that just that appreciation for culture by being open to be able to like learn, and also just like travel, especially like when sometimes when you're doing these raids, and you travel to places you've never even been, and you're like, oh wow, where have we been taken today? And boom, you realize, like, let's say you're in Canada, and all of a sudden you're like, oh, I didn't know, I didn't have any Canadians on my in my community, but here I am building now that particular community, and I think it's a very beautiful thing. But you're also very big when it comes to the energy, and for you I think it's very important, and you say it's something that really I resonate with. When you go into a place and you are welcomed with a warm, with a warm, with warmth, it feels like a warm hug getting into that particular place, you're likely to stay. And I think I love that. I love that because I think we live in a society where I think the kindness, I think, is almost becoming like a forgotten art. And we need to extend that onto YouTube. I don't know what is your take on this, because for me, I think I'm very big on respect. I'm very big on kindness, especially even on platforms like this, because we really never know people on places like YouTube. We really don't know, and until you came to the Sunday service, I never knew, like, I never even had your backstory, and I'm fascinated by just what you shared with us here. So talk to us about why it is important, and what are some of the values as Paige, as Fabulous, you really like look for, even in terms of the places you support.
I think when I go anywhere, I am always like, I think one thing, well, I have to collect my thoughts here.
Take your time. Angeli, nice to see you.
I think as we go through, it's part of being who you are and what you are. I enjoy company, and I enjoy people that are honest, upfront, know who they are, know what they're about, but aren't trying to get ahead by climbing over somebody else. And I think the community that I run around in, everybody is here doing the best they can and enjoying the journey and the frustrations of the journey, or the but I don't get a feeling with who I run through or look at that anybody is trying to climb over somebody's head. And maybe that is because of the quarter, the chapter of life I'm in, that I can see where younger content creators, I can see where the aggression of, the 25 and below could be. But I think once you're beyond that, if you're there to do your thing and just to enjoy it, this for most of us is a side hustle or a part-time, or it is what it is. I'm not some major, nor would I ever pretend to be, influencer or whatever. That's not my goal in life. My goal in life is to be with people, hopefully like Goga. I mean, who knew? Did you ever know that your 30-day challenge would absolutely spark and get me going to change my life? And now, boom, I have a channel. And I think that's what it is, that there is something on everybody's channel that might spark somebody, might change somebody, might give somebody that. And I think that's all we hope, is that in life, at least one person has benefited from us being.
Yep. I like that. We are edifying each other, and you're learning something from it. I mean, who knew about fabulous nuts? Who knew that you can crack nuts and it becomes content? And you remember we've been making jokes about this like for ages now. Like everything is content, including cracking nuts.
Yeah. And it's hilarious. Like it's so much fun. Maybe that I hooked onto it and latched onto it so much was because I needed something to constantly laugh about in my life.
Yeah.
And if I'm laughing about how my life is, then I don't have time to cry about it so much. You know what I'm saying? We
I
all
love that.
have troubles, but when you go and you're just like, oh, okay, well, right now we're gonna be fabulous nuts. Then it's pretty freaking hilarious. It just reminds me to does life come down to more than cracking a nut? Tell me. I mean, it's the simple things here. So
we also live in a world, and I like how you made reference to it, that sometimes even the chapter you give us the 4 chapters of life, and you said sometimes the chapter you are in life will dictate how you even approach content creation, how you approach like your community building, the relationships you're making on these platforms. We also live in a world that is obsessed with speeds and hacks and shortcuts, as you talked about. Based on that experience you had with the I call it the curse of growing too fast, and then YouTube decides to do that thing. How do you find yourself approaching content nowadays from a place of you're grounded and you're taking your time? Because I think there are people, we live in an era where people want the results fast and today. Right now I'm just speaking to Anjali, my sister Anjali on the chat. I've not seen Anjali on YouTube for the last 5 months. And Anjali is on the road to like 1 million subscribers. I keep making fun of her with this number. She's on the road to 1 million subscribers because she's already at 300,000 subscribers. She has a silver button. But you see, life is happening for her. So life is happening, and that's something that you can never really control. But how do you like approach content now from a place of giving yourself permission to take your time, giving yourself permission to not rush your process, giving yourself your time to not give yourself so much pressure? Because I like what you say, that you had 11,000 moderators, and I'm just like, oh my God. How do you come from a place of giving yourself permission just to make sure that you're taking your time?
I think you have to remember that because I'll get into it, and I got hyped up. Like when I first started YouTube and was chasing those watch hours at first, and every second trying to do something. Then I found out, if you're live, you get watch hours. And, then I was like, how are people balancing this? And I think it really comes with time and knowing. I look at my one content creator that I followed for 8-10 years now. I don't know how long I've been following this one person, and say, what keeps me going back? Even if she isn't around, as soon as she uploads a video, I want to go see it because it's funny. And I think that's the communities we have to try to create, that understand, hey, if I disappear, check in on me, but it's because life has happened. And honestly, what happens behind the scenes, nobody wants to know. I mean, you might want to know just because I like to hear your sad story because it makes my life feel better. But in terms of, would it help somebody to know? No, or I don't want to share certain things. So if there is a pause, when somebody comes back around, you don't assume that they've ghosted you or this or that, or blocked you, or they weren't around, or that. You just say, hey, good to see you, because sometimes life happens. And I think I have one thing that going about October, it dawned on me, if I'm more deliberate with the content that I am trying to put out there, I can relax in the rest. It either will be or it won't be. Now, here's the mistake I made before I got to that point. You want to hear another one of my good mistakes?
Yeah.
Oh, I've done them all. I love Amazon. I'm an Amazon queen. I mean, I shop Amazon. I shop Amazon so much that if I don't get a package at least once a week, they're sending me an email to be sure I'm okay. I shop Amazon. So I went on to Amazon saying, oh, I could be a partner. And I turned that on. I didn't read the fine print. I didn't do anything. I clicked, yeah, I'm redoing my house. Let me post everything. Let me pick up a couple pennies. Well, I let it sit. Do you know you have a certain amount of days that you have to have people go over and buy something off of your Amazon shop or it gets shut down?
Wow.
Yeah. So because my partnership didn't do anything, they're like, well, why are you doing, what are you doing here? So I wasn't ready. It wasn't the time to do it. I sped up. I rushed the process again to get something. And now, did I just close a door that I can't open again? Well, yeah, on this channel, it's obviously been closed. So those kind of moves when I make them, and then I sit back and going, oh, how could I have done that? Well, because I'm impatient, because I thought, I want a new car next year. Hey, I want whatever. And I got ahead of myself. So I think that's, yeah, when it comes to Amazon, since you've got to go slow because they give you, I think it's, I don't know, 6 months or whatever, in order to start generating on their platform. And I turned it on too soon. And now I've had to say, well, I'm going to have, it is what it is. It will be what it will be. And that's the beauty of my other channel. I kind of like using my nut cracking is my mistake channel still. And then on the other channel, I can say, if it comes to a place where I have people saying, oh, where did you get that? Hey, how do you do that? Maybe. Okay, yeah. So be sure when Stone just signed up for the affiliate program, make sure you list your products. Make sure you put them on your things. I was cracking nuts. Why would I do that on that channel? I mean, it didn't make any sense if you think about it. Okay, so here's my nutcracker, and here's some nuts. What else are you going to buy?
And Winston is agreeing that he's actually the same way when it comes to Amazon. So I guess he's also one of the people who has to get a package every week, and Amazon has to check on them. Sharon is laughing. Sharon is laughing like crazy there on the chat because it's like, Fabulous, why are you calling? Fabulous, just address me directly. You don't need to like speak. Just address me directly, Fabulous. I know you're talking about me. Yeah, just kidding, Sharon. Yeah, so Sharon is laughing there on the chat. Classic, why are you laughing? Why are you laughing? Classic, you also seem to be. Why are you guys? You guys seem to be affected with this Amazon thing.
Yeah, but guess what? Oh, and on Amazon, Winstone, it doesn't count if your husband goes in on his account and buys something from your account. It's coming from the same IPA. So
yeah,
know that. You got to get your mama in another state to buy something.
And then, so Sharon says, reminds me I have to put mine up so that someone can buy something from it. And then Winston says, yes, you have 6 months to buy something. Winston says, my house is like a distribution center. Yeah. Fabulous.
It was too soon.
Is your house also a distribution center?
Oh, mine is. I get boxes every day. They have the best stuff because you can buy. Like I said, I'm in the middle of a farm. I'm in just coastal farm area. There's no stores here. I have to drive an hour and a half to get to anything. So yeah, Amazon's like my best friend. Matter of fact. Every once in a while, though, my husband will change that password to slow me down.
Speaking of husbands and food, wait. Okay. Before I move on, it appears you've triggered a very important conversation on this Amazon thing. Yep. So I thought it was 3 months. So Sharon is not very sure. So someone just confirm. And then David says you have 6 months to get someone to buy something.
I think it's 6. Because, I signed up a long time ago and they just sent me a letter or email saying, hey, you got 90 days, girl, get your act going. I'm like, oh, all right, I'm going to post a nutcracker. I mean, I don't know. I'm not ready for it. I wasn't ready for it. I jumped the gun.
Then Mr. says, I'm using chat to create my own Amazon storefront.
Yeah.
Yeah, David. I know David has. An Amazon thing also going on, and
Yeah.
David is asking you a question that I'm sure you could not really avoid. We are getting the okra question. Thank you so much, Barry. Barry is saying that he has to go, but it was great being here. Thank you so much, Barry. We appreciate it.
Thank
I know
you,
Barry.
Barry. I'll see you tomorrow walking.
Yeah, Kobinata Africa. Welcome, Kobinata. Nice to see you as well. Okay, so David Ant was asking you a question. I think this has, I think David you could have just asked. You could have just asked Fabulous directly because you are on her chat anyway. Fabulous, do you have any okra in the bag in your bag of magic nuts?
Well, in the other room in the freezer of much to do, I have 3 bags of okra. Would you like some? I do.
Wow. How do you like your okra?
I like it fried. I like it in stews. I like it pickled. But I like my pickled okra to be spicy. I like hot pickled okra.
Wow.
How do you like your okra?
I love my okra. I love it in a stew. I love it in the stew form, like with that slimy. Like I love it in a stew. It makes it looks very. It's fiber. It's really heavy fiber, and I love visualizing it. Have you always taken okra, or it became an acquired taste for you?
No, we've always eaten it. Where I grew up, sweet potatoes, okra, collard greens. Yeah, I'm in the southern United States. Tomatoes, those are all part of our diets. Most of our foods in this area came from Africa. So yeah.
I love it, Fabulous. You finished I think you finished David on this one. He's given up. He says, Goga, that's just not 3 bags of okra. I am signing off. Thank you, David. But make sure you're connected there and drop us make sure you don't go with that thumbs up of ours. I've won the okra war at the first Sunday service of the year. At the first Sunday service of the year, the co-host did not disappoint. The co-host actually agreed that okra is the cure. Okra is the cure. Anyway, good talk. I like that because we always have to ask the okra question on behalf of David, so that so that at least we make sure that at least there is no confusion, David. There's a position that has been taken when it comes to okra. Fabulous, just getting towards the tail end. Looking back at what especially you've done and the learnings and the lessons that have come from the ASMR channel. Because I think allowing the channel to also evolve into a place of sound and ASMR, it was also like it's really like betting on yourself, especially as a content creator. What did that experience teach you about yourself, especially as Fabulous, especially as a creator who is trying to discover these things post 2023, coming into technology, learning how to streams? How does this work? It means getting things like microphones, and I think I saw you have quite a number of them. Clearly, I can see the Amazon is working. What did that process really teach you about yourself, and what did you really discover about yourself as a creator?
Well, I don't have to always cry over technology. That was the first one. That if I keep trying it, eventually I will get it. And I think one of the other things, especially with YouTube, that there are so many people that are in the exact same position. We do what we know, we stick with what we first get, and then we kind of stay there. But I think that I really like the fact that YouTube as a platform is allowing me to grow as I can. Like there's not, every once in a while they'll send you some stuff to try to push you, but you can take the steps when you're ready. And I'm really kind of like, the first time I got my computer to do a live, because I've never done I went like tested it out. Well, I did a huge happy dance. I think that's over on my other channel because I've never done it. So I think with all of the technology and all that, there are things that can be celebrated that even though, okay, so that's that thought. Now I'm starting a new thought. Okay. Then I think that no matter what you title your page or how your page is, within what you want to do, there's creative ways to do it, that we are only limited by like one thing. And there's nothing wrong to say, I like doing this. Let me give this, 3 months, 6 months, and then see what it does. I think now I can definitely slow down and say, I'm going to try this for 6 months. It will either do something or my numbers and all won't change. And then, who knows, maybe I'll start hopscotching next and try that for 6 months or try something. But we have the ability to slow it down. And one thing I've learned about YouTube, even though I took the shortcut that didn't work, I have to slow down. If you change stuff too fast on your page, like if you go start deleting like shorts, how they make the shorts, but all of them I might not want. If you delete them all, it like throws you into a weird thing. If you go through your subscribers list and just alter it, but alter it too much, all of a sudden YouTube doesn't like that. It's a very fragile ecosystem that when we're changing and all, we kind of have to put it in place and go slowly with it, or else we can flop it over to the side. So that's one thing that I've definitely learned, and I think that's important for me as a person as well. Things don't have to happen immediately. Slow is okay, and truthfully, it's more sustainable. So that
I love
what
that.
I was thinking, my thoughts on that. But I have learned. I think I went in and changed a couple of titles or thumbnails. I was altering some old things, and then I remembered, I better not do too much because YouTube doesn't like it. Just doesn't like it, So it's a platform. You have to move a little bit slower than you think you do in order for everything to get balanced on. And that's truthfully what this year is about for me, is balance. I love it. I'm going to come next year with a balance on my head. Yeah.
Balance. I was asking people last year, at the end of the last year, in the last Sunday service we had, David Ant was the final guest last year.
Yeah.
And so people are picking the words that they're going to like, that is going to speak to their 2026. So balance was one of them.
Yep.
There was freedom was a big choice for most people. For me, it is elevate. In 2026, it's just elevate, or then the alternative word is upgrade. There's some, I think somebody said contribution, somebody said community, somebody said collaboration. I liked that one. Somebody said ease. I want just to exercise an easy like environment for content creation. Somebody said no drama. There were so many like options. And sometimes like based on your experience, and especially the way you came into content creation and discovery, there's somebody who is watching us right now, and maybe they are new to this entire content creation thing because somebody just shared out the live streams. But if there's somebody who's watching right now and they feel that it may be too late to start, it may be, I am not ready, this needs like me to have a skill or something like that, what is that one thing you'll tell them?
It's almost like anything in life. You're never really ready until you take the first step and go, or you fall out the door and it happens. So you just got to kind of make it, just say, okay, what's the worst that can happen? Nobody will look at something. Or what's the worst that could happen? Somebody might say something mean. I really, honestly, I mean, it's hard to believe, but the mean comments. My children were so worried because of their age bracket, their chapter of life. They're like, Mom, people are brutal online. You don't want to go do it. And that did make me hesitate. But then I'm like, what really could people say? Oh, you're old. Oh, what? Oh, you got wrinkles. Really? I mean, what could somebody say that I'm not aware of at this age that would, oh, that's ridiculous. Okay. And usually if somebody does come into a chat that is kind of spammy or saying something, I can usually just acknowledge that they're there and say, welcome in, and keep going. And by the end, they have probably either subscribed. Yeah, usually they subscribe. Matter of fact, on my channel, I was reading and somebody came in last week and said, what is this poop? Or, what is this poop? And I said, hey, welcome in. We're doing soft reading, whatever, however I did it. So stick around. Do you know he withdrew his message and subscribed by the end of the reading? I mean, so you can handle it. Then somebody else, and it was a kid, these things are open. You can tell when it's a 12-year-old making a comment.
Absolutely, yeah.
And if you just acknowledge it, especially over there on the exercise channel, they'll say some outrageous things. I just acknowledge it and say, that's great. Good for you. Oh, I have to go to the bathroom. Yay. Do you know how many people have trouble with that? Good job. And, that's like, I think people's biggest fear are, how are people going to take me? But if you scroll through YouTube, like literally scroll through, you have people that are showing up how they show up. And on my other channel, if it's time to work out and I'm in my pajamas, we're working out in my pajamas. Matter of fact, Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, we did pajama day here. So I was over there. I just don't have time for all the makeup and blah, 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 blah. That's not who it is. And if you look through, I think the majority of content creators are real content creators. The small channels are small. Now, if you are a first chapter of your life person and you have more to elevate and really have a brand that's going to be seen and traced forever in your career, then you might need to worry about certain things a little bit more. How do you look? What is your content? You have that concern. So I think the concerns on going live, I understand them. My first, like I said, I went in stages. My first live was a live of an inanimate object. Then I did a live driving and I talked. Then I did a whole lot of talking and not showing my face. And then when I showed my face, I was brushing my hair because that's something I can do and focus on because it gets naughty. And then I was doing something while I was live, so I didn't feel anxious about it. Then I was folding clothes. So there are ways to make yourself comfortable doing it, but until you start to do it, you never will. And really, as much as we think we know each other, nobody has brought me dinner yet or come over and clean my house. So how much do we really know each other? We have the ability, we think it's more personal, and we take it personal because it's something we care about. And it's not. And when you get it in your head that it's not, wonderful things open up. I had on my other channel on video number 8 that absolutely did amazing things. I had a comment that said, when you're watching the video and commenting over the original content creator, it's too hard to hear, it's confusing. And of course, at first, it was my first comment ever like that. People are usually like, what fabulous nuts you have. Woohoo, great job. So to hear like that, and of course you take it as a criticism, but it wasn't. It was a statement of fact that made me think, what can I do? And then it realized, oh, wait a minute, this is technology. Hold on.
Dog owners on the chat. Anna Boone, nice to see you. Yeah.
Sorry, my when anybody leaves the house, he barks. So, I took it and then I started thinking, how can I solve the problem? I didn't know it was a problem until somebody told me it was a problem. And I think a lot of comments, truthfully, are just statements of their fact or their reality. So you don't have to be. And honestly, before people make like a really nasty negative comment, unless you engage them, they're going to swipe away.
Absolutely. And I
So
like
you
the
don't
I
have
like
to
the
be scared of it.
I like the idea of feedback, and feedback is feedback, and I like when you're telling me about that the other day that I remembered I have earpods, and it makes the experience much easier, so that I'm not like speaking over another voice and stuff like that. So I think I really love that, and it was a very positive feedback, and you took it in stride and implemented it.
And I had left them a comment back saying, well, I have to talk over the creation because YouTube will strike me as stealing content, even though I wasn't showing, it was still their content. So I have to do this. And then when I figured out the answer, I went back and I left the first comment. I didn't delete it, but I did say, thank you for bringing that to my attention. It made me think, and I've come up with the answer. So thank you so much for helping me grow. And I think that's important.
Yes.
That you go back and you acknowledge people that have, I wouldn't know. But now my mother, who is mostly deaf, if she hears two people talking at the same time, she can't focus on a voice at all. So yeah, okay, for a senior workout channel, it might not be good. Got it. So I really find that going live, it's much easier. We build it up to be this hard thing. And here's another thing that my boot camp channel taught me. Do you know you can go live and you can practice your live? You can, because all you have to hit is when you're setting it up, go unlisted. And if you go unlisted live, it doesn't go out to anybody. And you can practice your entire live, practice your intros, practice that, play it back to yourself. And that's one thing the boot camp said. If you're not comfortable, then get comfortable. Use, when you're setting up your live, especially on your phone, you have the choice of go unlisted. And if you hit unlisted, it doesn't go live at all. It shows live, it clicks the video, but it doesn't go out live. And then if it's a good take, publish it. If it's not, but that's where you can practice going live, because I get it. Some people do have anxieties and need a little bit more. So that feature will really help people that are hesitant. And you could even do live as unlisted and edit it how you want to in the editor, and then publish it even. Let it upload and edit it, and then you still have your live and you still have it go out, and then keep doing it that way until you get more comfortable.
Perfect. I love that. Welcome, Stasia. Thank you so much for popping in. Guys, if you have any question you want to ask Fabulous, we have only a few minutes left before we wrap this show up. If you have any question you want to ask, if you have any comment, compliments, feel free to drop them on the chat so that I can drop them for her. Fabulous, before I let you say anything else, I'm going to do like a quick fire round, just like very quick questions that you can answer in one word, just to lighten up, or make sure that people get at least one. The people miss the Sunday service, the beginning, your introduction, can get to at least understand who you are from the final questions of the quick fire round.
Okay,
so
go.
First question: the nut that gives the best ASMR sound.
I think walnuts do, but pecans explode better.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know that. Okay, good to know. First reaction when you realize people actually enjoy listening to nuts being cracked.
Laughter. I laughed.
Of course.
I thought it was hilarious.
Let me ask you a question before I go to the third question.
Okay.
When your husband found you cracking nuts, like, what was that interaction like? He comes from
Oh,
work and just
he
finds you
thinks
like,
it's he is the best. He is the most supportive. Matter of fact, you can tell he's cracked a few nuts on this channel too. Those big manly hands in there cracking. Oh yeah.
okay, get it. Oh, yeah, that's so funny. Okay, let me save your compliments, guys. I'm coming. I'll like them for her after we're done. Okay, question number 3. One sound, now that you are transitioning to sounds and exploring sounds, industrial and otherwise. One sound that you did not expect to be oddly calming, but is.
Hmm.
Hmm.
I don't
Hmm.
know. Can I tell you the sound I can't stand?
Okay. Carry on.
I find most sounds very calming. Like anything, like a bubble sound, different fan sounds I like. My son had really bad stomach issues until he was 3 years old, really bad. And his sound was the vacuum cleaner. We had the cleanest house ever. So we ran the vacuum cleaner. That was one. But I cannot stand the sound of a oven fan, like over the or
Oh.
like this dog with the high-pitched barking. Certain animal sounds will bother me. I don't like the sound. Certain animal sounds I don't like. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Um, Most surprising thing you've learned about yourself since you joined YouTube.
That I can still learn things. I mean,
Nice.
I think we get in a rut and they're like, oh, well, I can't learn it. So yeah, that's been really surprising that I can still learn things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 5, on live streams.
Okay.
Planned or happily unpredictable? Planned or happily unpredictable?
Happily unpredictable. But
Okay.
I think that's for my pop-ups, but my other ones, the planned, I'm learning is a very, 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 very good thing. People come back for plans because it is predictable. So yeah, that's where you're seeing the growth.
All right. Yeah. I agree with you on that point. What is your biggest I can't believe I figured this out tech moment? That technology moment that even so far when you figured it out. And don't say Nightbot, because I know Nightbot is very busy on your chat as well. So what is that moment that you are like, I can't believe I figured this out?
I remember, like, it sounds so dumb, but it hasn't been that long ago. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3. Marley had to get back up here. I remember posting my very first video on my other, and I kept calling my sister, do you see it yet? No. Okay, so you got it now. Okay, and I think it was like the picture of my door, like spinning around. I'm like, oh my God, okay, I posted a video. Do you see it? That was so exciting. Like, oh my goodness. And hard trying to find the channel because people have no subscribers. They have to have all the numbers. She's like, I don't see it. And then my sister has been my biggest advocate or help, because she will tell me honestly, like, so I was filming my tree at first and she's like, yeah, that tree's nice, but it's boring. All right, do something else. So she has helped me a lot that way. But yeah, that was the most exciting, just figuring out how to film something and upload it. Oh, yeah, I made everybody watch me walk into a room.
Winston says that he's going to bring you dinner. So
okay.
Yeah. So did you like solicit for this torturing dinner, because Winston is always making food that is torturing everyone?
Oh yeah. He's cooking that dish.
He's cooking that dish. Anyway, we digress. Now the other question is coffee, tea, or silence before creating content?
Coffee, tea, or yeah, I brush my teeth before I make content or go live.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I don't drink
Wait,
coffee or tea before
no.
I go.
Like that
Yeah,
was a bit. That was like very. You brush your teeth before you go live.
yeah, every
Any
time before I make content. I don't know. I think it's like, oh, I'm going to talk to people, so I brush my teeth. Like nobody else brushes their teeth. I do. Like every time before I go, you don't brush your teeth before you
No,
come to
like
my house. You better
no,
brush
like
your teeth.
I already brush my teeth in the morning and in the evening before I go to sleep. You
Yeah.
brush your teeth before you go live?
Yeah, absolutely. And before I make a video, I always brush my teeth. Simone does too. Okay, that's Simone does. Yeah, I brush my teeth.
Fabulous. You do know we cannot like we will not know whether it's like okay.
It's true. Me and Simone. That's why we're twins. Simone, come on. Raise your hand. So who else? Brush their teeth.
You brush your teeth before you go live or create a video?
Yeah, both. Both. Yep.
Okay, the only weird thing I do before I go live, which I think even the people around me always say it's a bit extra, is I put on cologne. Like
okay.
I'm going to, yeah, like I need to smell. But always I think when I realize that it's something that I do out of like a habit, I had to start convincing them. No, I just like smelling nice. I like smelling myself when I'm on a live stream. Like I like feeling nice and. I spread and they kept on saying you do realize that they cannot smell you, and I'm like no, they have to know that I'm wearing a designer fragrance and stuff. I'm like they cannot smell you, so
there you go.
So that's the same way I'm like thinking you guys brush your teeth before content. I am like impressed, but
well,
anyway, we are not.
What it is though. I'm at home, so if I were to leave the house from being at home, I would brush my teeth before I went out. Because I'm not out working. When I was working outside of the house, I brush my teeth in the morning, leave the house, do my stuff, come home. But if I'm going like out, I'll brush my teeth before I leave the house. So I guess that's why, because I'm at home. So before I brush my teeth.
Even Classic brushes her teeth before she goes live. Okay, I did not know this is a whole thing. Like, okay,
Simone
fine.
does too.
Yeah, so there are three people. Okay, so it means this is a unique thing. I've never had. It's the first time I've had this. Why do you not guys make content around this? This is good content. You need to like collaborate on this content.
We'll all brush our teeth together.
Yeah, before you go live.
I mean, I'm not flossing and all of that. I'm just brushing my teeth. Just
okay.
Just a good kind of like washing your hands for when you come in the house.
Simone says, I do because I smile a lot. Okay. Yeah. I did. I'm to be honest, to be fair, you have this one, but I do have I have my I will pick up these questions during the receipt segment on Wednesday. If your channel had a warning label, Fabulous, what would it say?
Morning.
If your channel had a warning label, like if somebody comes there and there's a warning you want to put there, what would it say? I think I can almost guess what you're going to say.
What? Nut busting in progress.
I need that to something to do with nuts there.
Yeah.
Okay. Happy New Year, Elsie Night. Oh my goodness, you looked amazing with those kids yesterday. Happy New Year, Elsie. Happy New Year, Elsie. All right. Second last question. One thing, just that one thing. One thing your pre-2023 self, the Fabulous in 2023, the page in 2023 who had not handled a smartphone, will never believe you are doing now. If that page was to meet you today, they will not believe it.
Oh, YouTube. Just in general, YouTube. I didn't do any social media. So yeah, YouTube. My kids think it's hilarious. Not only did I not do social media, when my children were growing up, they didn't get a phone until they were 13. And at 7 o'clock at night, we took their phones away until they were 16 years old. Plus, they weren't allowed computer time. Only one computer in the house in the main room, and we looked over their shoulders. So yeah, I mean, I had that evil technology. So yeah, that's pretty crazy. That I'm
Oh.
my friends say it's so ironic that here it is. I'm doing all this stuff.
Now I'm sure even your son and your daughter are just like, like, look at mom, look
Yeah.
at all these things she's doing. Like, look at this. It must be like hilarious for them.
It is.
Last question. If ASMR had a personality, how would you describe yours in 3 words?
Okay, well, it's changing. So we're going to do calm, centering, and relaxing. That's where it's going. Yeah.
Calm, centering, and relaxing. I love those words. Those are very yogic words in nature.
Yeah.
Optional bonus question that somebody has demanded I ask. What is more satisfying, cracking a nut or mastering a new button on YouTube Studio?
Cracking a nut.
Definitely. Definitely. Cracking a nut. We have to make sure we say the nut thing. We have to say we have to keep on
But you
saying
know,
the nut.
now I have figured it out because there are 3 stages of nut cracking. You have your anticipation, then you have that pow, that bright sound, and then you have the silence afterwards. And it's like that anticipation. That's it. Look, the excitement I get in my life.
You need to
Anticipation of busting a nut. Boom.
So fabulous. Anytime you're going for these collaborations, you need to now start putting under your byline, nut cracking expert or something, or one of
Oh
those things.
yeah.
You know, because now you're an authority when it comes to cracking nuts. You've been in this business for a minute, and you have the
And can
receipt.
you believe it? I am the only fabulous nuts ASMR on the internet. Only one.
Talk
Yeah.
about firsts. Talk
Yeah.
about firsts. That is history right there. Look at you creating history. I mean, I'll raise my cup for that.
All right, let's raise our cup.
Yep. All right. You got some very nice compliments on the chat. I just wanted to say that I can highlight them. Simone
Thank
TV
you,
says
LCIC.
yeah.
Oh,
Simone
David,
says
what was David's question? Simone says, ask David's question.
oh, David, the okra question. We already asked the okra
Oh
question,
yeah, we
and
did that. Oh yeah.
Fabulous gave a very nice answer. David decided to close the shop.
Yeah, he came over to my channel and said, hey. And then Kevnish, oh, she has some amazing, I want to learn to pour the resin. That is,
Oh yeah, that's a collaboration right there.
Yeah.
Winston said something here that I think was just based on what you're saying. Trolls usually don't know what to do when you don't acknowledge them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You do it with a lot of grace, though. Anytime you're doing those fitness things of yours, I always see how you just don't, you just carry on and you're so busy doing your thing and stuff. That always looks very good.
My phone doesn't scroll. So like when I'm on my phone live, it doesn't move. And I can't get it to move unless I keep walking over. So I don't see anybody's comments. That's why I can just keep going.
Talk about ignorance is bliss, and then Simone says, you're amazing, Fab, and you did really well. I'm so glad that I got to know you better. Just getting you your flowers there. And then there was also a very nice comment from Eva Kika. Fabulous. Indeed, your voice is soothing. My little one is dozing off as we listen.
Oh, Eva, that is great. And I put those all as podcasts. And tonight at 7:30, I will be live reading Fairy Tales We Should All Know. If you grew up in America. I guess I should add that because I don't have other fairy tales. But yeah, that is what's happening tonight.
Awesome. Let me see. Right. So guys, I don't see any other thing on the chat that you guys want to ask Fabulous. So we are already on the 3-hour mark. So we need to can you imagine it's already 3 hours, Fab? Like we've been here for like a minute. Yeah, 3 hours just
I know. But listen, before we go, I had something I wanted to read about the new year.
Wait. Wait, we'll do that at the end. You're the one reading it as the affirmation today.
Okay.
That's going to be the affirmation because you are the first guest of the year. So we are going to give you the privilege to read the closing affirmation.
Let your brand evolve to what it needs to be. Identity, intuition, and meaningful impact. What a beautiful statement. I think don't be afraid. Where you start doesn't have to be where we end this journey. Where it comes to and what works for us today might change drastically in 6 months, a year, or 2 years. It is okay. And when you hit that sweet spot of where you want to be, what feels right for you, what goes right with your life, and what enhances what you're already building off of the YouTube streets, you'll know because it will feel amazing. That is what I say about let your brand evolve to what it needs to be. Keep your ears open, let your body and ears, heart and soul guide you until you find what feels right for you. And when it's not a chore, you'll know you've hit it. All right. So as we went into the new year, everybody was writing their amazing Christmas and New Year's things, but I came across one that just really touched my heart, and I printed it out to keep it for a family reading, a family blessing every New Year. And it was from Tea Time with Lady Letts, as who I am reading her New Year's Eve post, and I just think it's so beautiful. So here it is. As we stand at the edge of a new season, we pause to thank God for how far He has brought us. We are crossing over from weariness to strength, from waiting to fulfillment, from prayers whispered to testimonies spoken. What was heavy in the last season, we lay it down. What was planted in faith, we carry forward with hope. This is not just a new year. It is a divine shift, a moment of renewal, a fresh pour of grace. As we cross over, we step into 2026 with faith in our hearts, gratitude on our lips, and courage to embrace new beginnings. A fresh start awaits. Love. Tea Time with Lady Letts. Bye, guys.